Yeah, it'll eat
It's
you alive, I guess. It'll eat you alive, kid. Stay away from LA.
Alrighty, well, I'll get everything rolling here. So, hi everybody. It's good to see y'all. Hey Niebuhr, Rhapsody, Scalia, and we got a bunch of folks here. We're gonna be seeing some regulars coming in because I just put a big ping out, letting everyone know that today will be the CREF kind of celebration post or stream. So we're going to be exploring a bunch of your all's characters today, and seeing what it can do with them. And just to kind of like go, kind of explain a few things about how this works. If you're new here, hi, I'm Victor Gnarly, and I am the I used to work for Adult Swim and various other visual effects studios, and just a long history of working in entertainment as well as creative consulting. So we are basically just going to craft original characters. That's what we normally do here. But today is pretty special. We will be going through all of the characters that you guys have made here over the last year as a celebration of CREF. So, and if you're not familiar with what CREF is, it is character referencing, which just came out with uh, from Midjourney this week. So it'll be a lot of fun to play with it. Hey Lizzie, good to see you. And of course it's good to see Legal Beagle. He is my lawyer.
That is
Welcome.
so cute.
He'll have the right to to object against anything moving forward, and I imagine this image will be what's used. I got to make a version of it though with an alpha channel around the circle though for you for sure. But okay, cool. So I guess at this point we'll start getting through the characters, but I want to show you guys how to navigate and interact with the stream here today. So basically inside of, yeah, there you go, objection. But basically inside of your Discord, you're going to see a bunch of channels on the left side here. It's quite entertaining that the GIF for objection keeps going while I'm explaining this. But all right, so you didn't have to remove it. That's fine.
Are you feeling targeted?
Uh, it's perfect. But all right, so if you look at the left side of Discord here, if you scroll down to the bottom, what you're going to see is a bunch of channels, but you'll eventually get to the stage here. All right, that's where we're talking right now. We have VC Create and VC Text right above it. So in VC Text, that's where you can come and chat with me here. And then in VC Create is where you'll be able to prompt with us and make things together. Linky is gonna Linky Kinky is going to link all sorts of useful things as I'm streaming here as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, basically pay attention to the text chat and then you can bounce back and forward. Prompting and whatnot. It's also kind of helpful, by the way, if you just use VC Create, you can leave my little chat window up if you like minimize the stage or whatever. So it makes it a little easier to just kind of stay in the zone, I guess.
Auto
But
zone.
yeah, the zone. What is that one like Kanye thing? It's like got to stay out of my zone or whatever. It's like it was a meme there for a little while.
Not sure.
Okay. Oh, hi from Slovenia. Hey. Hi from some random part of Michigan. Hi. Um, so I wanted to thank you guys all again for coming and kind of show how this stuff works here in terms of how we navigate around here. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through our characters one by one, and just start prompting them. And the cool thing is that as soon as we have them inside of Midjourney here, you guys will be able to spin off with them in any direction that you guys want. So feel free to remix any of the prompts that we have coming forward. So if you don't know where that is, you hit /settings inside of Midjourney or inside of your Discord here, and it's going to give you a bunch of options inside of here. What you want to do is you want to make sure remix mode is on, because that's going to let you edit prompts that like rerolls and all that kind of stuff. So let's see here. There it is, right here, remix mode. Just make sure that that is highlighted green, and then you're good to go. All right. So I have the full roster here. I'm gonna send a slightly shrunken one just because Discord does not like it when I send the full size one of these. But this is the full roster. And we're just gonna I have it open here in Photoshop so that I'll be able to quickly select everything and get characters in. So we're gonna be exploring CREF, and you guys are going to just remix those results, and we'll check it all out together. Normally we're making an original character and focusing on that whole process, but with CREF it just kind of changes the game. So we're just gonna lean right into that. All right. So the one thing I don't have is names for the characters all lined up because frankly, there's a lot. 100 characters from you guys over the last year is quite a lot. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna prompt through them, and if you see your character or anything, make sure you do a shout out in the voice text because I wanna be able to make sure you get proper representation today. So I'm going to start with let's see here, open up the file here. Boop. And let's start with Micah, actually, from the tutorial. So you guys will know from at least a good chunk you should know who Micah is. Micah is from the tutorial for Movie Machine, which was what I wrote to kind of wrangle the chaos within Midjourney in order to make an animated cell scene of Micah running out of a church that evolved into a complete comic. So there's uh there's going to be a part two to that eventually, but I'm excited to see uh I'm excited to see it. Okay, all right, so I will say, Ancient, your character, right? I realized I didn't have a sheet for it. Like I never posted inside of original characters, so I apologize. I should do that. Feel free to link it, and I'll get Kian in there. But okay, so let's go ahead and do a cref. So hyphen cref is how you access this new tool, and then you're gonna post the link to the character. And then because it's an anime character, I'm just gonna do Niji6 right off the bat. And she was late to school in the tutorial. So we're just gonna say late to school. Yeah, we'll just say late to school. We'll just start it off easy. And then we also, yeah, that's right, Dumpster. Thank you so much for reminding me. We also have the new source reference that just came out. Like it's even newer than character referencing. This has been a very busy week or so. I bet you some of the folks at Midjourney are very tired. Um, uh, yeah, can confirm. Yeah. It's certainly true that this has been a very big week for everybody. So we're gonna start with Micah here. And I am prompting everything inside of turbo mode, which means that it goes real fast. But if you guys do turn on turbo mode for yourself, just know that it costs extra on your account. So just be aware that you're going to run through your credits a lot faster, especially if you're on a limited account here. But you guys are going to immediately notice that cref is a game changer when it comes to being able to reference your characters without including the background in here. What were you saying, Kinky?
Nothing. I was hoping you didn't notice.
Oh.
My son needed something, and I forgot I was on mic.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. All right, so let's check this out. Isn't this awesome? We have her there with her backpack, red, and like in the shorts. It's just everything's there. It's awesome. But you'll notice that where Midjourney gets creative is what's outside of the reference image. Okay. So like yes, we have like her shoes and her legs and all that sort of stuff here. But as we get like a little farther away from the edge of frame here, we're starting, basically we're losing her leggings, but that's fine. Everything else is just amazing when it comes to the result we just got here. So you guys are more than welcome to edit and remix this prompt however you like. The let's see what is fungal mancer or fungi mancer. I keep calling you fungal mancer, by the way. It's fungi mancer. They did. A character is running in a warm light field. Many colorful mushrooms are collected in the character's background and pockets. And this is the result. That is awesome. And golden light is a major element to the original comic. And I'll just kind of show that really quick, just to give you guys an idea of um, the at least where what's going to end up with these characters here. Okay, so right now we are inside of Midjourney, right? I'm just going to quickly hop myself over to my Discord in order to show you guys the new Chaos Portal. And What is it? The cool thing about the Chaos Portal is that this will be your entryway into an original animated series that we are going to eventually make. It's going to be a fantasy isekai story, but we have like characters like coming in from real life that are going to be, thrown into a fantasy world. So there is a whole slice of life category that's in here. But you can see I have Micah uploaded here, and inside of that is actually her comic that I made and featured on Reddit here. So you guys are more than welcome to check that out. You could see that it's a complete graphic, but it also has animated sequences that I had put together. Keep in mind during V4 Midjourney. So this is very early, maybe a little too early. Some people were pretty spooked by what I was able to accomplish with this comic at the time. So it's a little over a year old now, but now you guys can experiment with Micah as much as you want when it comes to checking out all cool stuff you can make. So that's awesome. I really want to see you guys use the Chaos Portal inside of my Discord. So if you guys are making cool things with these, I hope you guys submit to Micah's entry into the Chaos Portal, because that just lets us be able to keep track of all this stuff. All right. So at this point, though, I'm going to go back to Midjourney. And look at that. Right when I come back, you guys are already kicking butt. That is so cool. Um, and we will be doing a 1,000-member celebration post here soon. And that's going to let you guys. Oh, look, she's a skateboarder. Nice. That's awesome. That's from Mojam. But the cool thing is that basically whatever you guys do with these characters, we're gonna catalog them and we're gonna try to expand the worlds that they live in and stuff. And just sort of check out all the cool things you can do. You can even use my comic as a source reference for Micah here. So and if I keep going with Micah, we're just gonna talk about her the whole time. So I'm gonna move on to the next character, but we'll experiment some with source referencing as well. But you can literally set my comic as the source reference of Micah, and then prompt with Micah to kind of keep the style of the comic, which will help you from like diversifying into all sorts of new places, which sometimes you want. You want that experimentation. You want to explore stuff. Um, but yes, it is super fun to see you guys already exploring with my very first character that well, it's not my very first, but it's my first character to properly flesh out into a turnaround. So very cool. Um, You'll also notice that all the characters that we have is just one image. That's okay for CRF, but when it comes to like making something that's really, really interesting, really dynamic, particularly to be a real character, in my opinion, you really need multiple poses that expresses the character's mood and personality, right? You can prompt for that personality every time, but you don't need to if you have it on the sheet. So if your character is like particularly awkward or like shy or whatever, then your poses can encapsulate that awkwardness and be able to, so you don't have to write awkward girl or awkward person every time. So yeah, all right, let's move on to the next character. This one was definitely inspired by the my first Sage comic. This one was from another user. Probably my first one that was like someone read my tutorial. They read it real fast. I think they read it in like in a couple hours, and they were already doing stuff. So I don't have a name for this character, but I'm just going to prompt her as well. And you guys are more than welcome to change the premise of my prompts because I'm going to be because we're going to have to speed run 100 characters today. I will be doing relatively simple short prompts, particularly just pronouns. So that will let you guys have all the creativity and fun with these characters, and I'm just gonna go they, or just do her because we know it's a woman here. So let's just do cref, sorry, cref her, and then her link is there, and then I'll just write Niji6 because it's another anime character. And the same thing, if I see a rather like a gender neutral or androgynous character, I'm just going to put they in there for now, and then you guys write the premise. So if there is something if there's a character that you like that you're seeing, the only thing you have to do is find the prompt, hit reroll, okay, and then change the premise, change the prompt itself there, so she can be like dancing on the rings of Saturn, just to show you guys what remixing does. Um, and I'm only saying that because this is kind of inspiring that sort of like celestial look here. And that way, when I write a simple pronoun, right, you guys will be able to take that and really, really own the creativity behind that. So this is what we got for the second character here, her. I don't have any projection into who this character is, so I'm curious to see what you guys do. All right, from Ed Burr. If we are doing multiple image references for CREF to get emotions of the character, how many poses are ideal? So here's what I'll say about using multiple images inside of CREF. Um, it works for some characters. Some characters need to have multiple images for them to kind of be understood properly. There's a character inside of our fantasy series called a Nard, who's a gnome guard. The Nards are they have long pointy noses that you can't tell how long they are from the front, like from a face front image. So we include a second image of a profile that includes the long elongated nose so that it's a little more obvious. But in my experience, the more images you add with CREF, the less accurate it becomes to your character. So that means what you're going to need to do is you're going to like ideally be building a sheet up of multiple poses and actions that represent your character, like we've done for a year now, and then use that individual pose as your primary result, and we'll get into that here in a bit to show you guys what that looks like in action. There's plenty of characters first. From Black Alley, how accurate is CRF when it comes to developing creatures rather than human structures? Um, CRF is designed around humanoids. It basically the farther away from humans you get, the less accurate it's going to be. And part of what I'm doing today with going through 100 characters is we are going to see that diversity. We're going to see what works and what doesn't. I have no idea. Some of your all's characters are very wild, so I'm very curious to see how deep how deep this goes in terms of how accurate things get. There's a huge demand in the furry community for non-humanoids to work in some way, and I'm just saying it's basically the farther you go, the less accurate it gets. Um, let's see
In general,
here.
it seems to be better with living beings, but if you go way out there, it goes into some interesting places.
Nice, nice, yeah. And when you say living, you don't mean like undead characters. Does it give problems?
I haven't tried with undead characters. I mean, like actual things that
Exist.
exist
Okay, non-fantasy. Yeah, things that have real world
or
structure
have a
and
basis in that.
right, right, right. That makes sense.
Like I have CREF landscapes and buildings, and there are definitely interesting results.
Yeah, I was talking with Bay 2 days ago when CRF came out, and I was like, "Hey man, you know what you need to do? If you want to make an ent, like if you want to make like a woodland, fantasy creature that's basically a tree creature, then just use a wood texture, right? A gnarled wood texture." And he was so excited to be able to just quickly superimpose that kind of stuff onto like people's bodies and stuff like that. But it definitely comes out humanoid for sure.
One that
And
surprised me
sorry.
yesterday I was testing out. I used an image of Santorini as the CREF. And it kind of made the building a character.
Oh wow, that's awesome. I wonder what Guggenheim. I wonder what a Guggenheim would do, particularly. So maybe we'll experiment with that in a little bit. Ooh, yes, I get. That's awesome. Turning architectural form into
Ooh.
people is hilarious to me. Um, yeah, I imagine if you like also ran some of like H.R. Geiger's paintings, like not his like xenomorph alien, but like the paintings that he made, you would probably get some really wicked results too, because his stuff is heavily like architecturally inspired and stuff like, and also just very lewd. I'm sure there's going to be all sorts of fun results for that. Okay, cool. Let's get to the next character. All right, so this actually comes from one of the OGs from my server, X Slayer. He's going to have three characters or so inside of this list because he was one of the very first people to find me online. So we are going to do his little space character here really quick, and I'm just going to go with in space. Just again, I'm trying to be as generic as I can be with the actual prompt itself because I want you guys to kind of go ham with it. But this one we will not do with CREF, or sorry, with Niji6. So we'll just let that run as a V6. But I will say that if you guys like a result, I do recommend trying to do a style transfer. So like for example, like if say one of these results here, let's do like this one here. We can actually just hit reroll and then change Niji6 to V6, and that will essentially just rerun this prompt, right? But we can also do that in variation subtle, and as long as the CRF is in there, variation subtle does some really wicked stuff. So like if we do now V6 instead of Niji6 on this one here, it it could very well do like like kind of like the halo circle in the background here with her still being mostly accurate to the character, but this all becoming real. So we'll see what happens with that one. And you could see that when we ran V6 with this, it's like the puzzle pieces. That's why are there puzzle pieces in all these? What is in the prompt? Girl athlete looking up at pieces of a jigsaw puzzle falling from the sky floating. Oh, that's awesome. Yes, and V6 handled that so much more like painterly and kind of interesting because of that. So that's very cool. But look at this. Look at this. So running this as a V6, like variation subtle transfer, basically made this like almost to me like it reminds me of like somewhere in between Starry Night and Evangelion. Like something in between those two, which is a kind of a bizarre linkage. But yes, um, I love doing style transfers. They let us get to new places in a very interesting way. So yeah, cool. Let's move on to the next one. We already got 3 down. Number 4. Again, I don't know who this is, but it was another one of my very early tutorial readers. I think it was a Redditor who had just found my comic and went, "Oh, there's something I can do for a couple hours," and they started messing with it. And then I think they got a Midjourney subscription just to play around with it. So I'll be curious to see what this kid's thing looks like here. So again, we're gonna write --cref, include the link, and then it's a Niji6 because it's an anime character, and I'm gonna go with him for the prompt here. Why are my images not showing up? I can see them, but they are not in the stream. I don't know. There's been a lot of issues with Discord CDN the last 48 hours or so. Yeah, it's probably on his end.
Softband.
Oh, okay.
It's not showing up on yours, but it's showing up for them.
Well, I wanted to mostly look at that. You did Starry Night in the style of Evangelion. It's more like the other way around, but yeah, no, that's hilarious. I would love to see like ooh, Fungi Mancer going nuts with X Slayer's character here. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, he's gonna love this. Oh man. Okay, cool. Love seeing all these. Very cool. Look at this. It's that dude. Yeah, and it even looks a lot like the character too, from like the kind of expression. Like he kind of has like a fun IT guy look to me. um oh cool. I love what you guys are already doing with this stuff. Okay. All right. Character number 5.
Yeah, it's really weird. I'm not seeing any of Legal Beagle stuff either when I scroll up the chat.
Yeah, it's weird. Ooh, what
You
is
sure you're
this?
posting them in the right stream? In the right. Sorry, I'll be quiet. But
No, you're good. You're good. The what is the CREF on this one? Oh, I love it. Oh, this is awesome. That's a great CRF because it lets you do wacky stuff like this. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, all right. Now we got this lady. And again, if you do see your character, be sure to say hey inside of VC text. I want to know. So let's do banana. Oh no, not banana, but her. Banana. For some reason, my instinct is just to write banana when I don't know what I'm gonna write. All right, let's do Niji6. Okay. Going to court. He's going to court. Yeah, you're probably just posting too much Legal Beagle. That's probably all it is. Okay. All right. So let's see here. Ba-ba-ba. So as that one renders, I'm already going to move on to the next one because I know you guys are going to be excited about this one. This is where we start to get a little bit into some furries and stuff like that. So boom, 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 boom. We'll see what this dude does. I like any characters that are kind of like kangaroo, thin-necked, and all that kind of stuff, right? So let's do CRF post this. I'm gonna say him and Niji6. Oh wow. Yeah, so like what I loved about this character was that she had this like, this deep eyeshadow, but there's also like a bit of like a texture underneath her eyes, which kind of evokes like some kind of like, evil power or something like that. So let me just kind of review that really quick. So this is one of the things CRF is not seeing. It's not seeing the kind of textured, scaly underneath of her eyes, right? But I'm sure if we added that to the prompt, that it would become like a characteristic. So basically, that's a missing element that we need to prompt for. It's partly why these experiments are important. Havoc asks, is CREF used as an injection, or do you start with prompts with CREF links? So we're not doing it as an injection, mostly because we don't need to anymore. The CREF, what is essentially going to do is it's going to just do a much better like referencing of what's in the frame, and then be able to like manipulate and recontextualize it. That's why your character sheets are still super important, because you have one base pose, right? That will get you through most of your prompts, like just to kind of generically put your character in the image. But if you need your character to do a handstand, good luck. Like you need to actually have a little like your character upside down in the image, and just it works a lot better if you can see ref your poses more, to be closer to your intent. So the character sheets are still super important because of that. Especially when it comes to evoking a specific mood of your character. Like you could prompt right now, I want a character doing a handstand, and it might do that for you. But is it going to be the way your character does it, or how you see that character doing it? That's the real key here. What is this? Skateboarder girl at concert screaming into microphone. Fisheye lens live. Nice. That's great. I love how when you just throw in V6 and stuff, it just the realism factor. It gave her a little beard. That's fun. That's great. Okay, all right. So we got our first little anthro here, and I do like it a lot. It preserved the tattoos. Yes, it preserved the tattoos in the character. That is awesome. That's what I really wanted to see. That's my first real test with you guys, actually. So if we, wow, you guys are already going ham. That's awesome. This is what I mostly wanted to confirm, was that the tattoos are being respected, which is huge, y'all. Like, just being able to have consistent patterns, like the long neck with the tattoos on it is so obscured in the original image. Let me pull that up here. Look at this. So it's like hidden in the neck and it's real thin and tiny, right? But it was able to preserve a lot of the tattoos and stuff in there. It didn't make the neck nearly as thin in this specific result, but in other results it does. So this is a pretty well working character. That's awesome. Oh, look at that. What is he doing here? A character in a pixelated 2D video game for the original Nintendo DS. Nice. Nice. This is actually something really cool that you can do. Let's see what the source reference is on this. It's probably a game. Okay, yes. So this is something that Legal Beagle was messing with. You can use screenshots from the original games in order to basically establish a certain art style for the character. So if you have like, let's do this real quick. PlayStation 1 game, right? And we want to say a screenshot of a PlayStation 1 game. I'm going to do images. And let's do James. Wow. Okay, this is not PlayStation 1, but it'll work. It's James Bond. Let's just do that. And I'll grab one of these prompts here. Let's do this one here. And I'm just going to say a source reference right here. Replace this link here. And then I'm going to put the source reference at 1,000, so it maximizes the amount that it references the screenshot. And then for the character reference, they have it left at default. And we'll get into weighting the character here in a moment. And we'll just submit that. Let's kind of describe it for a little bit. Not Nintendo DS or anything, because we don't need to include it anymore with the source reference. So let's just do, the secret agent, just because it's of the GoldenEye prompt in there. Okay, cool. We'll let that run and let you guys see what a source reference influence does on this. You can see it's already coming through. I love how I didn't prompt for a gun, but because it's in the source reference, he has a gun. There you go. Look at the backgrounds really quick. We take a little zoom in here. Look at the backgrounds. They're all blurred. They're all blurred like an old N64 PlayStation 1 game. It's awesome. Honestly, it's super cool to be able to be like, yeah, no, that's rad. But the character starts to get off too. As soon as we do source referencing, it'll diverge a little bit. But yes, I really do like that. It just was like, oh yeah, I see a gun in the source reference. The thing is, source referencing, especially the newer version of it, is designed to like ignore the subjects in the source, like in the image. So like, ideally the gun shouldn't have populated, but it did, and that's fine. It's just the that's kind of like the difference here. With character referencing, it's only really looking for the subject and going to use the subject. With source referencing, it's looking at everything else, the aesthetics of the image, everything else, and trying to ignore the subjects inside of the image. I hope that's a decent description, Ancient. I don't really know an easier way to. I consider them two sides of the same coin.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to describe well.
At least without getting into the weeds of it. Let's see here. Okay, cool. And by the way, thank you guys so much for coming. There's 115 people here. That's awesome. We're gonna have to start getting through characters here. But I definitely am super stoked to see you all here. Revelli says the character was pointing because of the sref image. That's not the intent. Trial and error to avoid, or does a lower source weight avoid this? Yes, if you drop your source weight, you're going to get a lot less influence from your source, obviously. But You can also crop down the source reference image to not include those subjects, or as I did for the fantasy series, I gen filled out all my characters from landscape or farther away shots to make sure that the city and stuff is preserved. And I'll show you guys that at the end here, at the end of the stream.
I
Because
haven't necessarily gotten, I'm sorry, a
no, go
chance to
ahead.
try it, but I was told by a certain clarinet in a class that we did about this same thing that stylized 1000 is kind of key to a lot of like CREF stuff. So if you use
Oh yeah.
stylized 1000 in your CREF outputs, you know what I mean? It could affect you very nicely. It's just what I heard.
Let's go ahead and get another character in. So this one I accidentally left the text on the bottom. It's fine. It will act as a test here just to see what sort of influence leaving text in your source reference or character reference does. But I'm going to do him, cref, boom, Niji6. In fact, I'm going to do one with him without Niji6 because it's kind of like a painterly pirate, right? So we'll see what that does. Yeah, the secret success with cref is to set the style to 1000. Yeah, I mean, if you want really, really overproduce pretty stuff, for sure, I get that. And I'll explain why you might not a little later. Black Alley asks, how would you recommend capturing the style of an image using sref without capturing the composition of the image? That's a toughie. You know, like every image is different, and every image has a composition. You know what I mean? So like it's a little tricky. But what I did is I just looked for things that was like uniquely identifiable. Like I had a landscape shop of a bunch of like fantasy villages, and I just started getting rid of things that were like super unique to each building. Just made them as generic as I could. Okay, let's take a look. Ooh, I like this guy. This is some fun results already. So like I'm curious to see what you guys do with this dapper dude. DMT Shaman generated this one right out. That's awesome. Just immediately like a pencil's kind of sketchy thing. Yeah, definitely. And okay, let's go ahead and get another character in. This is our first robot. People had immediately went like, okay, cool. You can do an anime girl. What else can you do, right? So we experimented with some robots here, and I don't really know how good the cropping is going to do on this. I kind of rushed through a lot of these, so you're going to see some rough cropping on some, but it shouldn't affect the image much at all because of cref. That's one of the reasons I felt okay doing this. So because a robot doesn't have a gender, we are just going to let's just do robot, and we'll let that be we'll just do it as a v6 robot cref. Okay. And because it is a humanoid, it should come out pretty good, but you might need to describe that robot as being big and bulky or something like that, right? I like, you know what this character is reminding me of? It's oh shoot, what was that one comic series with the Tank Girl? It's reminding me of the Kangaroo Men in Tank Girl. I love Tank Girl. That is such a great comic series. Oh, look at this. It's able to do the robot mostly right. It's got some like it. This is actually a problem that's been true with the whole process since the beginning, is getting metal parts to be repeating, like to get them to repeat in the same places every time.
Rippers.
The Rippers, yes.
Women.
Yes, the Rippers. Thank you so much. Like I'm sure if you prompt this character with a Ripper, like either blended or as a source reference, it's going to do some really cool stuff. But let's try that stylization trick really quick. Let's see. So I'm going to set the style by using -s, and then let's max it out to 1000 and see what it do. You could also lower the character weight if it's too stiff. Like if the results are very repetitive and you feel like that you keep getting the same thing, and you want to see more diversity, you can also lower the character weight by doing -CW and then put a number lower than 100. Maximum's 100. So you can do like 25 on this one. But because we are already getting inconsistencies of the character off of that, the lower we set that number, the more inconsistent this is going to be. It'll just allow the posing to change. So just keep that in mind. All right, so this is setting the style. They set the character weight. So that's the default, by the way. 100. So it should you shouldn't have to write CW 100 on there, but it's way better, but it's still having some issues with metals. So like that's already showing some of the limitations that we have when it comes to CREF. And it's clearly under what we described, non-humanoid things. That being said, though, it's doing a real damn good job at getting close enough to where you can very easily, like, say one of these are like you feel like they're pretty close, right? Then what you can do is you can up-res one of them. So I see that was already done here. And just keep doing variation subtle. And as long as the CREF is inside of the variation subtle, it'll basically just re-roll the results to where you can get much closer to the character design. So you might need to do that quite a lot with the scrap metal characters. And of course, Legal Beagle's sending them all to court. I love that. That's great. I'm sure this is going to be a very interesting courtroom by the time we're done here. All the deliberations that you guys do. Yay! And so they're showing off panning here, like where you are able to put two characters inside of a prompt by just panning over and trying to get them in. That is so interesting. Okay, from the wonderful world of stuff, I started to use an image prompt weighted from 0.1 to image weight 3 plus image reference slash style, and it gets much more consistent using the same image each time. Yes, so if you do this, you can basically force by combining the old method with the new method. So like we have the character image here, it's in the CREF, right? But now I'm also going to do an image blend with it. So I'm going to post that link inside of the actual prompt. So we have CREF here, post it in here. So that link will be now 2 times, it'll be in the prompt twice. What this is going to do is it's going to get rid of a lot of the background. It's going to remove a lot of the background because there's the big white space inside the original image. It'll find a median between whatever the prompt is. So a space woman. Sorry, it's kind of moving fast for me. A space woman with war paint makeup and holding up a gun. It's going to combine that and the image and find a middle ground between the two. If you just use CREF, it doesn't do that. It will basically direct the character with the prompt. So let's see what the result is. Let's see. Oh, did I forget the Hunter S. Thompson guy, Zumter? I'm so sorry, dude. I just realized I forgot to include him on the list. So we do have over 100 characters, but you've been working with that character. 101. And then Ancient's character makes it 102. Like, yes, it's been well over 100 characters, but we have 100 today. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, let's check out where's that result that I was talking about here. Let's see. Okay. All right. It's currently prompting. I'll let that just run then. I got raw at this point. We noticed that less with the source weight, the thinner the character gets weird. Yeah. There you'll notice some weird inconsistencies and oddness. Oh, you combined 2 characters. Nice. You did this by combining 2 different CREFs together. So you combine 2 links in the CREF, and it finds a median, or it blends the 2 results, and then uses that as the character reference. This is very, very important, y'all. When you do this kind of thing where you have 2 links, it's actually doing a blend first. It is combining these 2 images first, and then using whatever that result is as the character reference, which means that in terms of getting this character to come back, you could just blend it, put 2 images together, and then repeat the codes at the end there. So Niji6 style raw. This is effectively the same thing that's happening inside of the CREF, and then it is directing or using that to manipulate and make the final result. So the reason why I say that's important is because it's oftentimes true that like I have like a bunch of poses. I have a bunch of unique actions for my characters out of these sheets. And just to kind of give you guys a little example of that. Where do I have a sheet here? My sheet? Grab a proper character pose sheet here. Oh, come on. Sorry, just a moment. I'll pull it up from here. Grab it inside of the story nexus here. Yes. Okay. So this is the one for Gnome, and you're going to notice a bunch of poses, a bunch of unique actions and things that I needed her to do that was a little bit cartoony, a little goofy. So like one of them, for example, is over here. I wanted her to run like cartoonishly, right? So I gave her 3 legs and just like, that kind of thing. This pose is not inside of her prompt at all. I will use this pose when I need it. There's a couple of them, like the handstand one. I will use that pose when I need it. Like that kind of thing. So sometimes having these unique poses will let you be able to get to your intent way faster, especially with a certain character design. And as CREF is coming out, you guys are going to notice, oh wait, I have a lot of trouble doing that character in that pose. So maybe I need that saved on the sheet so I can keep referring to it. And see, here's the blend. Look, that's the character, right? And then it just used that result as what it manipulates inside of the prompt. So that explains CREF. Okay, let's go ahead and so here's the blended version that we were explaining earlier. So you can see we did get a lot closer to the character design. It's very, very consistent. Look, she's pointing at camera. But the thing is that the background's gone, and that's because we did it as a blend. Is we're blending the original image with this prompt. So guess what? Like, yeah, it has some elements of the prompt. She's holding a gun, yes. But is she? What is it like? We got the war paint in there. She's got a little bit of effect on her face because of that, but it's so much more like the image to the point where it includes the background information as well. So it's a very fast way to get your character inside of Midjourney. That is true. So like if you want to do a turnaround off of this, it's very easy to do. So we'll just do like this one, for example. And this is going to teach you guys how to make those sheets really, really fast. This is essentially how to speed run this process here. So we can now do a custom zoom, and then we're going to get into the next characters. So let's zoom. We're going to set the zoom really low. So I'll do 1.2. And then I'm going to keep I'm going to actually get rid of everything and just say full body turnaround. And I'm going to delete the style because it's anything that's a little too high might diverge away from the character here. But then I'm going to change the aspect ratio to 3:2. And what that's going to do is it's going to make a wide, mostly empty, I hope, mostly empty canvas that we can then fill in with character prompts. Oh, look at the robot dude doing robot. He's smoking. Robot machine smoking. Oh, that's fun. Don't smoke. Okay. Let's see here. We'll let that render here. And then we'll get to the next character while we got that going. All right. Our first alien. I don't know who submitted this, but oh look, we already got multiple poses out of that. So yes, it is the same pose like 3 times over on here. Look, she's got wolves. But let's go ahead and grab that one here. And then I'm going to show you guys the how to speed run the actual turnaround phase. So we're going to do vary region. We're just going to select everything that is not the center pose. So here, here, and a little bit up top. Okay. And then I'm going to change the prompt to, and well, we could do full body turnaround, but I'm going to say multiple poses, multiple expressions. And Niji 6 by default will be very, very creative and stubborn about being creative. So I dropped the styles at this point to like 50. And it should refer a lot more to the center of the canvas instead of if we worked with default style value. Another trick that you can do without messing with the style codes is just change it to Niji5. Niji5 is far more derivative of whatever's in the center of the image for this, at least for this use case. At least whatever's in the canvas. So it's far more likely going to be something. Ooh, I like this like kind of vampiric direction you're going with this character. That's great. All right. And you could see the multiple expressions and multiple posing is like happening like right in front of your eyes right here. We are seeing her twist a little bit, her shoulders move a little bit, that kind of thing. That's all Niji 5 just kind of like doing its thing when it comes to, outputting this, but the quality is lower than if we did this with Niji 6. So we'll compare both of them really quick. So here is Niji 6, and it's very, very repeating, like very repetitive in that regard. So let's increase the style a little bit on this one. Oops, I hit reroll and it didn't let me change anything. Cancel. Okay. But then if we did Niji 5, look at her. Like she switches poses in a couple different ones of these, and she has different expressions in this one. So this one's, I love the Niji 5 trick for just doing like a quick turnaround change like this. But you notice that she doesn't have the same top on. Like it's 3 different tops that she's wearing here. And same with this one. Her top changed to all dark things. That is all like Niji 5 just doing its thing. So if we if we come back up to this one here, which was the Niji 6 one, let's try to increase the styles a little bit on this, and then I'll move on to the next character. So let's do 125 on this one. Okay. And we'll see how well that goes. We got the alien character. I see Legal Beagle's already giving them the court too. I can't wait to see the courtroom, the actual courtroom of like everything. From this is such a funny idea to send everyone to court. Okay, next character. Let's see here. Alrighty, this was the very first completed, like the very first person who did my tutorial correctly. Like you guys did a lot of awesome stuff. You made a lot of really cool things. Yeah, it's a little too derivative again. But you see the thing is that they not only made the complete turnaround, but they also made an animated GIF showing that it worked. They literally animated a little GIF of their character spinning around and like, being really cute and stuff. So what is it? I have to celebrate this person here really quick. Let me go ahead and go to them really quick. I have them on my server here, so I'll just pull them up really quick and blast them really quick. Is this not going to go away? Huh. I have a hacked version of Chrome running this right now, so that's probably why. But let me quickly find him here. So inside of my channels here, you're going to see under original characters, which is where this list is coming from. There we go. I'm going to go all the way to the top. That's where all 100 characters were saved from you guys over the last year. The Chaos Portal will eventually replace the original characters chat. Just because we don't really need it anymore. We can navigate stuff way more easily now with this. But if at least with the forums and stuff that we have now. So I'm going to scroll past the first couple ones we got here. And she should be right here. Let's see. There she is. All right. So what was so cool about seeing this is the first time that somebody else who wasn't me like understood that like what you can do with this is essentially animate with Midjourney, because you can create such consistency across different perspectives and poses and stuff that you get something like this. So I just wanted to do a quick little shout out to them. Let's see here. They did this on Midjourney. It's Throckwaddle. Throckwaddle, thank you so much for being a bro and making this thing at least a lot more real for everyone else too, because you proved you were part of the process of proving the workflow. So very cool. All right, thank you, Throckwaddle. All right, and he's in the 25,000 club, which if you didn't know, if you based on the number of generated images you made, it enters you into a different club of super user inside of Midjourney. So yeah, that's inside of there. Okay, All right, let me go ahead and pop us back over to VC Create. Boop. Sweet. Okay. So did I run this one? What was this image actually? Let me just confirm that really quick. Get rid of all my other tabs. Aha, that is her. Okay, cool. So we're gonna do her, cref, and then EG6. It's good to see y'all. It's still wicked to have over 100 folks in here just hanging out. Feel free to come into VC Text and say hey. You can find that just by scrolling down and going to VC Text. That's where your chats will show up in the stream today. And we'll be able to to hang out, and if you do have a character you do want to see on the stream, feel free to post it, and we'll be sure to explore it as well. Make sure you prompt inside of VC Create especially. Yeah, Mojam. Yeah, this is definitely a fun session. It's almost like cathartic for me because it's like proving the amount of work that we all put into this stuff. So it's very cool. Okay. So, oh wow, you're at 24.4. Yeah, you're so close, Legal Beagle. You're so close to the next club. Don't prompt a bunch of garbage to get there though. All right, that was my only worry about the tiers when it comes to the clubs. It's just like people prompting a bunch of garbage to get into the top ones. Okay, all right. Very cool. Look at this. Oh, Gary, that's awesome. That's so fun to see. Garf, I mean, I thought your name was Gary. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and prompt the next character. This one was really cool because this one was like, all right, we are going to get out of anime land, and we're going to now enter like this kind of Americana space where Midjourney kind of makes these relatively mediocre like if you just ask for a comic, right? It's like this kind of weird middle ground of like realism and drawn that makes it just look wrong. But this is like a clean line. This is such a nice clean line character art. So we're gonna do this. I'm gonna say her, cref, and then instead of Niji6, we're just gonna run this as standard Midjourney. Now the thing is that if we wanted to have her kind of more represent that style, so we can actually use her as the source reference as well. But remember, what that's going to do is it's also going to reference the negative space around her as well. So we want to kind of maybe if we do a negative prompt, no white background, it'll help avoid this. So we can say space cadet, and we'll just let that prompt. And so the thing is that because we're using it in the source reference, what I'm hoping for is that, see how in V6 it creates this like huge diversity of the styles, but it will try to preserve the character however it can. That top right one, the realism one's really cool. It's one of the reasons I like running everything with V6 by default. But if we run it as a source reference, look at this. So it's trying to preserve the way that the character art was made with the character art as well. And then because I included a negative prompt for no white background, because that's featured inside of the source reference. So here's the source reference, right? You see all the negative space that's around the character. By putting no white background, I'm trying to emphasize that in the result, I don't want to see a white background. Okay. So we did get that in one because the source reference is simply that powerful. But on the top right one, it completely did what I intended it to do, where it removed it gave it a background that is in the style of the character art. Very, very cool. And it lets us be able to control certain sort of aesthetics by doing that, at least off of the initial result. So if you really want to preserve the way that something was drawn, right, or the way that something was made, use it as a source reference and then just start, expanding the world from there. So like for this one, for example, if we just did an expansion of this with the character reference left in there, what's going to happen is it's going to just start repeating her in probably, kind of simple poses. So instead, we will do a custom zoom, remove the source reference, remove the character reference and the source reference because we don't need it anymore. We don't need the no white background either. and we'll just say that she's like in a abandoned spaceship crash site.
I love the art
And-
style on this one. It kind of reminds me of Archer, honestly.
Right. Yeah, that clean line work is great. Linga Claire. Okay, cool. Ed Burr said, if I have a storyboard that I've made with 3D software that I want to use as a source reference, is there a way for me to preserve the frame composition and character positions, but have it look photorealistic with Midjourney? Well, basically, it's the source referencing is going to basically make it look like it's 3D, right? It's going to make it look like whatever you rendered the 3D software in. So what you might want to do is instead have like let's see here. You could have a let me try to think of like what's a better way to say. So if you want to preserve the frame composition and the character positions, you probably want to do it as an image blend and then weight the image to adjust for the how much influence that has, and then use the individual character inside of the CREF for that. So basically, you're going to be doing an image blend and then source referencing with whatever's the final style that you want. So like that realism, right? That's what your source reference is probably going to end up being. All right. And let's see. Someone mentioned this an hour in. It's only 10 characters. Yeah. Okay. Fine. All right. Speedrun. Let's go. All right. Next one. Boop. And again, I don't know all the characters, like the names and whatnot, guys. Like it's just there's too many. And it's just awesome to see. Look at this. That's the crash site. And it's in the style of it.
It's amazing. It looks so good.
Oh, look at her. She's floating. Yeah, look at this. And that's all because we started with a source reference of the original art style, like that included the character art. So like by hitting no white background, we've deleted the intent to include it within the source reference. So yeah, very cool. All right, let's go here. I appreciate being reminded about that. Legal Beagle, I do. Look at this Fallout. That's awesome. Okay, let's do CREF. And what was in this prompt again? Oh yeah, her. Okay, I'm gonna say her, and we're gonna do this one also as V6 because we don't need Niji, I don't think, for this one. It's straying a little farther away from anime. Yeah, thank you for already getting that in there. Okay, cool. Let's do another character while that one's running. There's a couple of space ones that you're going to see all at once because the thing is, you guys kind of work in packs and trends, honestly. When one person does one thing, you guys a lot of you folks want to do that same thing but slightly different, right? So I'll just do Space Cadet again on this one.
We're a bunch of pack animals.
Yeah. And it's certainly true that there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being inspired, right? So like just definitely find your own voice through this process. Like the source referencing is how you're going to be able to lock down a lot of that your own voice. Whoa, that looks cool. Is that Borderlands? Yeah, it's Borderlands. Okay, great, awesome. Yeah, look at that.
Bunch of monkey doos. Monkey doos.
All right, we're getting to the first Beyond the Valley character. This is the Redditor from my comic series here. And I won't really I'm not going to focus too much on this one. I'm just going to put it. We're going to use it this time in the Niji 6. Oh, look at the Space Cadet. That came out great. This is super Jet Set radio, honestly. So if you're a fan of Jet Set, you could use this character art in order to kind of drive your stuff closer to this. So very cool. Oh, look at the border. Oh, that looks awesome with the Borderlands text. What did you use to style it that way? Let's see what your source reference is. Yep. There you go. Yeah, that's great. Cool. Okay, next character. This one was from my first Twitch stream. I have this character walking through the woods, basically. And he meets like a Cheshire cat kind of person. Ooh, look at this. Mars on a sunny day. Oh, that's awesome. I love the cell shaded look. And I'm going to go with him and then Niji6. It's so cool to watch all these images just, string, fly across my screen here. It's just all these. Look at the Redditor. Wow. That's cool. I like this. I like the one where you could see his head like clearly silhouetted in it. That's super neat looking. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, cool. Look at the Space Cadet. Oh man, I love CREF. Honestly, like this is such like a mind-blowing experience for me because like when we started, it was like so different than it. But look at the character. Love it. And this one diverged quite a lot actually. This is probably the most divergent that we've gotten out of the results so far. But it is super cool to see. Oh, look at that. It definitely did better on that one. Nice. Yeah, you definitely don't want to like judge it off the first one or whatever. I started with V3 and Midjourney and has come such a long way in such a short amount of time. It really has. It really has. I don't know where the ceiling is on this stuff. But it's pretty ridiculous. Just how much improvement we've seen. Look at the China Chibi Redditor. That's adorable. That's adorable. That's from Hollow Knight. Yeah. I could tell a mile away that was Hollow Knight. Okay, cool. Let's do this one next. I have no idea how this one's gonna go, but this is probably another good test for y'all. We got a duck. I got a duck dude. This one has a dark background on it, so we'll see how well this one performs. In comparison to the others here. So let's do Duckman. Actually, no, if I do Duckman, it's going to refer to like the cartoon series Duckman. So I'm just going to put it again. This one I'm going to run without Niji because I want to see what the realism does on here. Ooh, anytime you got a character walking through the woods, I'm down. You could see what CREF is doing though. It's going to repeat the same character in multiple places. Basically, whenever it's going to go, oh, a subject should be here, it puts in whatever the CREF is, right? I'm hoping that we get to a point where we can have like, basically numbered, right? So I can say this is character 1, this is character 2, this is character 3. We're not there yet. Where we are right now though is that I could take this result and then in paint other characters to replace those puppets. Like basically they're all puppets now. So yeah, it's
have a bias toward the movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You'll see when you get to it.
Okay. Look at this. It. Okay, yes, it. I see. It's the movie It. Yes. Okay, yes. I will avoid the word it then because that's just gonna be clowns. Okay, let's do duck. I see. Duck. Duck person. Or okay, yes, duck like. That's right. You anthros, you furry kids have taught me a few things. A duck like anthropomorphic suave gentleman. I didn't spell suave right. Okay, I'll just say dapper. We'll just go with that. But that is absolutely horror. Like I don't like this picture at all. Oh, look at that. Nice. That's from Ancient. Going character turnaround on white, multiple angles. Nice. Sweet. Oh, look at that.
I also have one going that's just adding every character used so far.
Yes. So
average.
I can't wait until we get through the whole list here. If you just keep saving links, I want to merge them all together. We're gonna take all 100 characters and smash them all together, and it's gonna be like the median of everybody's work. It should be very interesting.
I'm really glad I seeded that because I never thought to start.
Right. Well, I mean, the whole list is here, so we can always think. Oh my god, look at that. Okay,
He's a
that's
goose.
great.
A serious goose.
Very serious goose. All right, let's get the next one in here. got so not even done with the first row of characters that I have here. So this one's a pretty bad crop on my regard. This is a cat lady. So I'm gonna say her again. CRF. Paste that. Niji6. I'm gonna say Niji6 on this one. And while that's going, I'm just gonna immediately slam out a couple of these because they're relatively quick. Mr. Goose. Same thing with her. Her, CRF, and then Niji6 at the end. Oops. I didn't write slash imagine. Hold on. I'm going too fast. You guys are all going too fast. Okay. Submit that in. Oh, you guys are awesome. It's so good to see so many folks here. I'm just gonna do a little quick highlight of that actually, really quick. Showing off the stage here. There is 126 of y'all in here. That is awesome. Oh, whoops. Oh no, I disconnected myself. Hold on. Yeah, I disconnected myself by doing that. I apologize. I have a bad habit of clicking that button thinking, oh, that's gonna be just fine. It won't hurt anything by clicking it, and it always breaks.
I didn't want you to be talking for a few minutes and not know if it was an accident.
No, it's all good. I appreciate that. Okay, yeah. Hey, Nicole's here. Cool. All right, let's check out. Oh my god, you guys are just slamming these out. Ancient going nuts on character designs for her. That's awesome. Got the cat lady. Sweet. Let's see. Okay, next character. And if we do end up with a situation where we have trouble, getting results that we want, we could also use the new /describe. So not only has there been just a handful of new things or whatever, but there's /describe has gotten so much more powerful now. It's really, really cool what kind of results you're able to get out of it. So we'll probably play around with that a little bit too, but we have so many characters. So I'm gonna do her, and I won't run that as an EG6. Okay. And now another one that's very similar. I believe this was done kind of in the same vein. I feel bad just skipping over some people's works, but we're going to go through all the images by the time we're done here. I feel like that's a lot more efficient way to get through 100 characters. So we'll see what that does. Oops, surf. I keep writing surf instead of CREF or S instead of SRF. Just surf. Her. And then Niji. All right, that gets us through the first row. I have 6 rows of characters. All right, we're gonna keep going, and let me read some comments though. Let's see here. This session is wild. So glad so many are participating. The results we see with different vibes and styles of the same base character is awesome, right? It is super cool to see. And what's also wild is just how fast you guys are doing this crap. Look, I can barely pay attention to like what's happening on the actual prompts. You guys are going so fast. It's awesome. And then it stops right when I say that. Okay. Let's see. This is my first time here. I'm loving it. So glad I found this group. Hey, Sheeta Bunny, thank you so much for coming. That's awesome. I'm gonna give you a green heart. Heart. You're gonna get a green one. There you go. Okay, thank you guys. I do love how many ladies are in here. I will say that there is definitely a what is it? I don't know what it is with Midjourney, but it definitely attracts all sorts of folks. And I'm just glad that we have created such an inclusive and open space that people feel comfortable talking. They feel comfortable letting us know things about themselves. And frankly, this is a safe space for everything creative that might get you, some people upset outside of AI circles, right? So I want to hear this from you guys. I want to hear these stories. I want to hear these frustrations, like everything. All of it is creative inspiration for us. So feel free to message inside of VC text, and we'll be sure to hang out and kind of share all these experiences. What's going on today? We are sharing all 100 characters. So yeah, you'll see. All right, we'll get to the next row. 100 characters is a lot, y'all. We're gonna start with the rat punks on the next row here. The rat punks are super, super fun. This is actually what Midjourney described my art as when I gave it to the initial version of /describe. Okay, it described it as rat punk art. So I am going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to say rat punk and then cref and then Niji6. And I wanted to bring up this one specifically because I have actually 2 different poses for her just to see what it does and perhaps and how much creativity Midjourney really has when it comes to interpreting the outfit. Okay, so I'm going to do this one as the exact same prompt, but with the cref being a close up instead of a full body like this is here. So cref rat punk AG6, and we may not see it. We'll have to see how fast things are moving here. But I want you guys to compare the results here. Just see how creative Midjourney gets when it comes to the outfits, particularly. Because I have a good feeling that the interpretation of punk will influence that result quite heavily. Okay, let's go ahead and get to the next one here. This is another rat. Wow, you guys just knocking these out. They're so fast. Okay, let's just do this one. This is a very bad crop on my part. I apologize. Oops. I mostly did this because I knew that I knew that I really wanted to explore these anthropomorphic characters with y'all. And I have a music video eventually that I want to make about the rat punks. Because I found a really good song where it's a song about thrash metal, but it sounds like it's a song for kids. So I just thought it was a really fun way to introduce these silly characters here. So I've got 4 members of the rat punk band that we will be prompting here right now. If you guys like any of these, this is like okay, I had a friend of mine joke, oh, so it's Fievel Goes Punk. And I'm like, yeah, it's Fievel Goes West, but punk. Let's see here. Rat Punk again. And then Niji6. I would love to see more of your all's like interpretations of this stuff too. Look at this. Oh, that's so cool. Love it. Love it.
So cute.
Love it. Yeah, and any of these ratty or anthropomorphic ones are gonna come out really, really fun.
But like the rats outside my house aren't that cute.
Right?
I live in a coastal area. We have rats.
Awesome. All right, next one. The last one of the rat punks is actually the star, and her name is Mona. And this is the thing is that this is not a rat actually. She's a cat, which is going to be the funny part about it, is that she's the lead singer of a bunch of rats. And so we're going to do cat girl or cat punk. cref, paste her, AG6. Mona actually has a lot of work done on her. She has a full character sheet that's available on my Discord. And it's just basically like all the different poses you need for a rock concert are inside of hers. So should be fun to see what you guys do with that one. All right, next one. This one should be pretty fun for Legal Beagle. We got a secretary sort of character. So I'm gonna do her again. Niji6. Man, this is nuts. We're going so fast through these characters, guys, and I wish I had everyone's names lined up and all that stuff, but we're just gonna keep slamming these out. So if you see your character, be sure to say hey about it. I will not know otherwise. We got this big dude. Oh, look at Mona. Eee! That's great. Where's the big dude? There he is. We got big dude here. I should actually shrink this prompt down a little bit. It's a little tall, but it's fine. / imagine. You're gonna definitely notice a lean towards Niji in my streams, and that largely just comes down to the fact that there's just a lot of people who want anime characters. They just really want to tell their own slice of life or fantasy series or whatever it ends up being. So you're going to see a lot of anime characters, but there also are non-anime characters mixed in here too. And you can see here that when we did this is the one where it's just her head, right? Oh no, it's a full body. I'm surprised. Okay, did you lower the character? Nope. Oh, you ran it as a source reference, not as a character reference. Okay, so you could see that if you run it as a source reference, it's going to keep a lot of that background, but it's not the character. It looks like this kind of like it sees the cat shape, it sees the anthro shape, and then goes with that, but it doesn't really know the character. So to fix that, you just change the S to C, and then that's done. And then it'll refer to that more deliberately. I'm sure you did that on purpose, but I'm just sharing that. Ooh, there she is. That's awesome. Yep. Okay, cool. And we got
She's
plenty
definitely a cutie of a character. I love her.
Love this. Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah, the rat punks are gonna be fun for you guys to play with. Kind of reminds me of Splinter. Yeah, he's just a cute version of Splinter. Oh yeah. So then if you see here, we ran it as a C ref. Ooh, ran that as a C ref, and it preserved a lot more of it, but it's not perfect. Anthropomorphic characters are still not perfect. We're gonna have to wait a little longer on that one, but it's very cool how much farther and better we've gotten in that regard. So sorry for the silly question. Where do you get the links from the images? Copy link from the image or on the chat. You could literally do that. You could copy the links that are up here. You could open them up and then copy those links if you prefer doing it that way. But you can also just paste the image inside of the chat, which is what I'm doing right now, and then using that as the link. So we got another character here. This one might hit the image filter. I don't know if the image filter is going to like this one at all. We'll see. But we got her here.
Question: if they screenshot one of the people from the 100 character image, would that be big enough? Would they be able to make it big enough to actually get the character?
It might be a little pixelated, but it should work.
Like a vector, right?
Yeah. Well, it's not like a vector. No, you're gonna have a certain resolution to play with at the end of the day, and it's like yeah, I am uploading at the max that I have for each one of these characters. So if the image that I'm posting is probably the best you're gonna get for posting it, unless it's like there's like maybe 1 or 2 exceptions in here. That it's especially later on after we got upscalers or better upscalers.
I guess you probably should just wait until you see the one you like, and then take the link from that.
Right, exactly. All right, we got another character here. This one was like a new wave character. I really liked it. I really liked. There's a whole black in anime, like Black Tokyo is a small series that I tried to start and it didn't really get anywhere. But it was a woman reached out to me and she's just like, I really just want to do a Africanized Tokyo. I just want everyone to be black. And I was like, yeah, go nuts, do it, you know? And this is one of those characters, at least from the origin of that. So let's do her and then Niji 6. And there's so many cool black characters that anime just doesn't really have that appreciation for yet, because there's I broke the link, looks like it. Hold on, let's grab that. There we go. It has to do just with like cultural stuff, like it's you know, and I said the same thing true with the Flemish style of art, where their depiction of black people specifically has always been racist, minstrelsy kind of stuff. So up until recently, right? That's kind of like what the expectation was, but now we can actually see what that looks like without the racist bias. So it's really really interesting to me to see that bias removed algorithmically or mathematically or whatever, the way Midjourney does. So we can essentially remove that and be able to see what a proper representation of African American people would look like as an anime, and or as a Flemish Tintin sort of style, that kind of thing. Look at that. Isn't she pretty? Like, that's great. And it
Oh my
just
God,
takes,
so pretty.
right? It just takes, look, it's a simple silhouette of a character, which makes it super easy to work with. This is probably the easiest character for you all to have, honestly. It's a simple two-tone jacket, and a black silhouetted character means that it's very easily manipulable, and there's a reason why Victor looks the way he does. Okay, it makes it really easy for me. It makes a lot less work for me. Compare that to the Rat Punk, right? And the decals on the jacket always change, right? So if you want it to be easily repeatable, just remove the decals, but then you remove some of her character by doing that. So you got to kind of balance your wants and the needs that you have for the project, right? So very very cool. I love all these. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Very cool. Okay, next character. This one we're going to get a little more into like fantasy villains. Kind of like vampiric. All right. Just going to say him. And EG6. Your thoughts on multiple sref links as multiple sref links and multiple cref links, do any of them flourish with more references? Personally, if it matters your intent. If your intent is to go like super super direct, like you have a very clear vision of what you want to do, in my opinion, you're probably doing a lot less blending of multiple images, multiple links, because you're not trying to find the middle ground between those two. You're trying to get to that point. You're trying to get to something specific. When I'm using a source reference, I get way better results when I'm using one page of the comic that I'm currently working on. So, like, if, for example, if I'm working on page 5, then I'll use page 1 as the source reference. I just remove the text from it. I use that as a source reference, and now everything I have that comes out of Midjourney, it goes in line. It at least flows with it. But if you use multiple links there, it's going to find a middle ground between those two. And I don't really need a middle ground. I need that because I know what I'm doing. If I don't know what I'm doing, I'm doing a lot more blending because I'm trying to explore and find things. But if I know what I want to do, and I have, like, especially if it's my project with my art that I've done myself, I'm only using one link. It muddles too much. If I don't. All right, we got a sexy vampire man. And
I have
also,
a question for you.
yeah, I want to hear it.
When you put, okay, you know how you have to put like a word with your cref at least? What is usually your word or sentence that you put, like, to this? Do you just describe the character when you create a cref?
Yeah. I mean, like, what, especially if I don't have an image to start with, right? I'm much more likely to do long, stringy descriptions of characters and try to get somewhere, something like what I want. It's a little tough now to say because there's just so many ways we can approach this now with cref.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous.
Like, I feel like if I just name my character, I'm getting like a bunch of like pictures. Well, my characters are all the sins. So, like, from like gluttony, I'm getting, obviously.
Right,
But
right.
when I write Tony, I'm just getting a bunch of close-up pictures of his face, or like looking sad or whatever. But if I do put it in, I just want to, in case anybody didn't know, if I put in like the full description, uh, the webtoon of Gluttony as a young man, chubby, hungry, smiling, blah blah blah. I get a lot better results. But I was wondering if you put anything specific in yours because I've tried all kinds of different ways.
Outside of expressions, I don't. Like if I need my character to be sad, if I need my character to be upset or whatever, or winded. I love winded, by the way. If you say like my
Mm,
character is winded, it just makes them look like they're exhausted or like out of breath. And that's a very easy way to make characters look like that are very confident looking characters, right? Like let's say
yeah.
like this like the samurai kind of looking man sort of here. If I say winded from jogging for too long, and then I lower the character reference to like 25, it's far more likely to give me the result that I want, because that character weight has been dropped significantly. The character doesn't evoke that at all in the original reference. So the farther away that you diverge away from your reference image, the more likely that you're not only going to diverge away from the character design, but you're also going to have to, in order to get it closer to your intent. So that's really where the pose sheet comes in, is it saves you from that hassle of having to juggle parameters just to get your character in a pose that you like. It's also true that if you already have your character doing like a handstand or winded or whatever, then you'll be able, look at this. It's like it's still preserved some elements of the confidence there, but it has it at least to me, it's no longer is it as like a samurai guy, or sorry, a villainous looking character or whatever. It's just a dude running, and he's still smiling about it though, so we have to now in paint the face and make him look more exhausted. And he's pretty fit too, so we might want to describe him as maybe out of weight or out of shape or whatever, and that might lean us more towards the intent of being winded. But ooh,
Mm.
Castlevania, that's a good one. Wow, really cool. Okay, let's go to the next character.
Thank you.
No problem. Sorry if I kind of speed run these responses today, guys. We have I'm gonna say
You
that
might have a little bit on your plate today.
yeah, just a little bit. Celebrating the release of character referencing and being the character reference teacher, or sorry, being the character consistency teacher. This is a super exciting stream for me, for sure. It's like a big
The Super
celebration of all
Bowl.
you guys. Yeah, it's the Super Bowl. Um, so let's get this. What would we say? I think she looks like she's gonna sell me a phone at AT&T. That's what I get from her. So I'm gonna do phone like customer service or something like that. So
He
customer
definitely wants
service,
to sell you a phone
yeah, right.
with all the
Uh,
bells and whistles.
all the bells and whistles, and then Niji 6. Oh yeah, I'm gonna hack Midjourney and write Niji 7 in order to get the new version of Niji. Yeah, that's how it works. Okay, let's move on. Next character. This one I actually really like because I just like this facial expression. I just like the, I know it's really plain faced, but it's kind of hard for me to get that sort of Israeli look. Like to me this he looks Israeli. I like that look. Let's see here. Cref. Oops. EG6 and him. She works at Target. Yeah, she does look like she works at Target. I find I have to reference him, her, man, woman, or if using a name that is generic to the sex helps. I've had MJ change my Cirrus into a man when it's clearly a woman. Oh yeah, no, it will not know gender. That's part of your human intent, is to go, oh, that's a gender of this particular or whatever. That makes sense because, like, frankly, if it yeah, it's if it made inferring like that, it would more likely get it way more biased towards like buxom blondes, for example, and things like that, because it would look at it and go, "This is not just a woman; it's a blonde," and just starts describing random arbitrary things, right? Um, okay, cool. Let's go to the next lady. There's a lot of ladies. I wonder what percentage of man versus woman versus like non-gender are we gonna get out of here? I like this lady a lot. She looks like she's going to uh I don't know, do something villainous within the story here. Let's do Niji 6 and her. It put the baby in the pot. Oh no. Wait. Oh, there it is. Yeah, the baby's in the pot.
Don't put the baby in the pot.
Yeah. Baby soup. Okay. Um all right. Dyspherix Ninja said, when using a character, do you have to use a character with a plain white background? No, you don't. It will influence your results. I try to leave the backgrounds as clean as possible, but that's also because that was my previous workflow. Now we don't really have to worry about it as much, but it helps for your continuity to not include a bunch of random crap in the background of your characters. That's for sure. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. Oh, look at her. She looks great. Oh, it even got like the glare of her eyes right. That's awesome.
How dare she show up wearing my dress and looking better in it than I do?
Nah, you look great in your dress every time.
Yeah,
Every time. Let's see here. CRF. Oop, Surf. I did Surf again. CRF. Her. This is more of a Betty Boop looking character, right? A little bit of belly showing compared to normal Betty Boop, but you know, should work. If
Belly
it doesn't,
Boop.
Midjourney will yell at us. Oh, look
For
at her.
licensing purpose, we can call her Belly Boop.
Belly Boop. Yeah, right. Exactly. She is Belly Boop now. All right, this one's a pretty fun blonde. There's more than a couple blonde ladies. The reason is not just because of this there, just people having a preference. What it is because my tutorial focuses at the start with a blonde woman because I knew that the AI bias would make it very easy to not see just to be able to prompt Micah very easily. So especially in the first third of the characters, you're going to see blonde women showing up a lot because they're just repeating my prompts in order to learn. So they like made their own version of Micah. So let's do this one here. Oh, look at the Betty Boop character. Ooh, that's pretty fun. But if you wanted to preserve Betty Boop's art style like that, just to really reinforce it, let's do Betty Boop. Which, by the way, my tag online is Beep Boop. So to have Betty Boop, right, is kind of like to me a little bit of an homage to her if we do this right. So now that I have her in here, I can do an sref of that image I grabbed off of Google. This may not work. You notice that it doesn't end with .png. It has all this crap at the end of it. That's a good sign that it may not work. So we'll just submit this and see if it yells at us. Oh, you guys are already doing it. You guys are already doing it well before I could ever do it. It worked though, so that's good. But look at this. Oh, I gotta show this to Fran. She's gonna love this one. Okay, all right. Fran is a friend of mine who is a cartoonist, a comic artist. You guys probably, if you've been on Reddit, you've probably seen her work before. She makes the Tiffany comic series. Her OC that we went through on during the holiday stream was super fun. Definitely go to my YouTube channel and check that out. The holiday stream features Fran's character getting made, and we just see what a traditional artist, seeing their work reinterpreted by you guys. So very cool, very fun. And that's all up on my YouTube channel. So okay, next character. All right, so this one's gonna be bonkers. This one I'm very curious about. I wonder if Becky's even here. But thank you for that, Kinky. Appreciate you linking that in VC text here. This is one of Becky's bizarre characters. Becky does like Wizard of Oz sort of like or I would say Return to Oz sort of weirdness. I really dig her stuff, but it's also like really Midjourney definitely has trouble with her stuff a good amount of times. So we're gonna do a C ref of this, not in. Oh my God, look at that. That Garf did a great job bringing that Betty Boop. Ah, looks so cool. All right, C ref, and then Niji. Oh, we're gonna do just normal V6. I'm not gonna worry about Niji on this one because we're gonna do um chicken. I'm just gonna say chicken, and because it's an anthropomorphic person. I mean, this literally looks like we're about to play Cuphead. You know what I mean? Like it's so cool. Love it. Okay, there's the chicken. Wow. Okay. Why did it put it on a pole? Wait, what is in the prompt? Sitting on an electric pole. Okay, yes. So that is literally in the prompt. Okay, it's just chicken, right? Got that. But then you gave it like a more humanoid direction with the and also Niji 6, and suddenly it's right. It works a lot better. So probably run Niji 6 on this one will help a lot. In order to avoid this. Wait. What else did you guys do? Garf. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, that chickens with arms. I don't really ever want to see like that. Oh god, chicken run. That's too funny. Okay, next
Did you ever
character.
see that trend where people were putting baby doll arms on their chickens?
Yes.
Oh
There's
my
the thing.
god.
There's a trend online called birds with arms, and I'm gonna tell you guys right now that this was the subject of our Halloween stream, where if you take a ridiculously bad Photoshop, right? Like it doesn't have to even be that bad, right? But I'm just saying that this is particularly silly stuff. Okay. If you take this like this, okay, we're gonna take that image, and I'm going to do it as just a CREF here, and let's do boxing match. And I'm just gonna run that. When we were doing during the holiday stream was we were taking these like birds at arms and things like that and merging them with basic prompts that describe them, right? And it was basically like let's see here. Oh, look at this. Yeah, see, it definitely just doesn't understand what we want to do with the CREF on this one. So we'll just say birds with arms. Bird with arms. And we will not use the CREF for this one and do it as a blend instead. So this is, previous the CREF. So I'm not surprised that we have to get to this point with this particular concept. But look at this. Now with a blend of that image, we got way closer to our intent, right? And that is a very, very scary flamingo arms that are on that bird. I'm gonna save that for myself because it's just spooky. A seagull with big plumpy arms doing pull-ups. CREF. Nice. Okay, so you can see the CREF just doesn't work. It doesn't it literally does not understand the bird or anything like that. But if we do it as an image blend, right? We get this as an image. Oh god, that's really creepy actually. We get this as an image and then we could use that for better results because CREF works better with Midjourney images than it does with non-Midjourney images. Okay. All right. Let's move on. We got a dog. We got a robo dog here. Okay. This guy I used to explain in the tutorial what the difference is between panning, like basically when you pan off of an image and how much influence the neighboring image has. So when I started with this character, I panned over to Victor, and Victor included dog-like features. He had mechanical parts to him, that kind of thing. I panned over once and said it's just a generic scene, it's an environment, and then I panned again with Victor's art, and no longer did I have the influence. But this is all Niji 5 stuff. Niji 6 doesn't work like that. It refers to the entire canvas instead of a portion of the canvas. So that was what this character's origin is. But let's go ahead and prompt that. So RoboDog CREF. I'm curious if it understands. Yeah, look at the bird. Nice. Hybrid creature made of bird and muscle arms. Nice, nice. Properly describe it. You'll probably get a lot farther. Okay, cool. You already did it for me. Thank you. Thank you for that. And yeah, you can see the Robo Dog is pretty effective at making these sheets, these multiple turnaround sheets and stuff like that. Very cool to see that as a CRF. Yeah. All right. You guys already wrote that, so I'm gonna just move on to the next one. All right. We have a Egyptian inspired character. This one is particularly cool. They did a bunch of like really neat villain stuff with it. So let's do her. CRF. Niji 6. Oh, he's walking the dog. I'm kind of surprised the dog isn't on a yo-yo. If you said walking the dog. Walking on Mars. Okay, I see. Neat. Okay. And next character. All right, this one's gonna be pretty fun. This is we're no longer focused entirely at young pretty people. We have an older gentleman here. I love it whenever we apply age to characters because Midjourney gets a lot more creative with the certain spaces that it can go to if you just have older folks. So
Mute.
And Niji 6. Okay. Look at that dog guy. Yeah. That's awesome. The fact that it's able to understand so many like complex elements to this robot dude, I'm kind of surprised at how good the results are for the robot dog, honestly. Neat. All right. Whoa. Yeah, I told you guys any of these kind of like the Egyptian lady with the knife. The thing is that if your prop is included inside of your image reference, it's more likely the prop is just going to keep showing up inside of your results. So you want to be aware of maybe removing the prop if you want more diversity out of your results. Nice, smoking man. Okay, and there he is as I had him prompt. Very cool. Very, very cool. All right, next one. We got Coffee Girl. Sorry, I haven't even been able to pay attention much to the voice chat, guys, just because it's been just an onslaught of new character or the Girl's characters. So let's just get all these out of here. I'm gonna say her, and then Niji 6. Look at that bird with arms. Look at him go. I would be legitimately afraid if I walked out on a boat dock and that bird's just standing there. You know? It's like, give me a French fry. Punk. Yeah. That's what I'm getting from that. Look at the baby old man. Look at him.
I'm so sorry I derailed you.
No, it's fine. It's just like, okay, hold on. Why is he in a bag of strawberries? Yeah, why is he in a bag of strawberries? Tiny baby man. And there's Coffee Girl. Yep, she came out pretty good. I don't think she has any hair things like that, but that's fine. She came out. I would say out of 2 out of 4, she's fine. Awesome. Okay, cool. Yeah, Coffee Girl looks great. Let's go ahead and we got another older lady here. This one will be interesting because her face is obscured. Oops. Man, I'm going to have such a big dump of images by the time we're done with this. It's going to be ridiculous. Oh, wow. This is ridiculous. Okay, all right. Let's keep going. Thanks for the stream. Super fun to watch you work. I had a question maybe off topic. I've been playing with painterly portraits, but the faces just aren't right. So I tried using photo prompts with CREF for faces. The thing is, even when I switch up the styles, the faces still look too photographic. Should I start with a portrait that's closer to a related paint style that is more forgiving? Any tips on using CREF to get faces right in painterly styles would be great. Well, I mean, I guess the main thing is that your character weight is going to apply a lot of that, but really, it's about source referencing, right? It's about making sure that there's no subject inside of your source reference at all. If you take the time and you clean up your own source reference, it's gonna just be so much better. So like, let me take one of these old ladies here really quick. I like them, but I want to, because you're talking about paint early. This is kind of appropriate for that. So I have Photoshop open here. This is gonna be the quickest derail. I promise it won't take long. But if I just use Photoshop Gen Fill on one of these images here, we can create a painterly look that may not influence how the character's face looks like in the result. So like if I come into here, I have this result here. I am just going to select her. And you could do this in Midjourney too, by the way. There's nothing really stopping you from doing this inside of Midjourney, but I'm just doing it here because you guys are going nuts. And I'm sure that when I click back on VC Create, it's just going to be nuts. The different images, that you guys have already done. But I just do a quick gen fill of this, and because the gen fill will not include a person in it, it is far more reliable as a source reference. Okay, so now I've removed the feature set entirely from this image. So layer, flatten. And just so you have it, just because I don't believe in doing no work or whatever, so like I just go ahead and post this for you inside of VC text. There you go. And there you go. That would make a much better source reference to affect the painterly style of the character without necessarily changing their faces, right? Because there's no face inside of the source reference at all. There's always going to be a little bit of bleed when it comes to what's in the source reference versus what comes out. But your guys are, like that's the way I would do it. That's the way I would approach it. Oh, is it not going to let me exit this? Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. I love this. I love the old lady that's obstructed with her face. And she's not very old here. She just has gray hair, but yes, very, very cute. Wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. You guys went there already with her. I see. Now that's proper. The proper older lady. Nice. Quick hello. Best day to be with the gnarly family. Cheers. Hey, Rez. Good to see you, buddy. Thank you so much for coming by. Yeah, cheers. In fact, I got an even better cheers. Let's see. Let's see. I got this one, and then I got one more here. Is this gonna crash my everything? Probably. Let's see. Cheers. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. We'll just leave it there. You guys, I guess should stop breaking my stream for memes, for emotes. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and do the next character. All right. We got. Wait, did I do this lady? Probably not. Let's just grab this one real quick. Oh, whoops. Why is that not selecting? Oh, okay. Photoshop yelled at me about something else. We got this lady. This one I just did a quick Photoshop fill, like what is it? What do you call that? Object select. I did object select on this, so it's pretty rough on some of the edging, but it look at this. Yeah, there you go. You applied the painterly to the coffee girl, and look, it applied all of the similar art styles and approaches. But now, if you wanted this to be even more like that, the baby. Oh, you called it the baby. Then you could just max out your source reference. So let's do 1,000 on the source reference. And if it still was there, but you wanted to have more diversity of her posing in that image, but it might, get the image farther away from her as a character, you can drop the character weight as well. Oh wow, wow, you guys are really liking the coffee girl. That's awesome. Oh, look at the little horns. All right, and this is with a source reference at 1,000. You could see that she's even more lost in the image now because of that. So very, very cool. Okay, for your information from Never said David H just posted this. We found a major bug with the new source reference for Niji, so we've rolled back to the old version. The new source reference is still available for normal Midjourney 6. Oh, good to know. Good to know. Yeah, I haven't experienced any negative things at all, honestly. So I'm curious if you guys have any input on that. Let's just bring that up right now. Look at her. The main thing is, oh wow, that environment shot, like with the background in there, that's really cool actually. Like it almost feels like a video game map. That's all back there. Neat. Okay, but sorry, I'm distracting myself. I want to hear from you guys in terms of like source referencing. How often is it something where do you find yourself removing the source reference or changing it more often or blending with it a lot, or are you just discovering it? What is it? Like what is your take on source reference? And if you've experienced any differences between the source reference that we've had for a little bit versus the one that just came out. I'm very curious to hear your thoughts on that. So I'll give you guys some time to respond to that. And I am going to do the next character here. We got him. So I'm going to post that. I'm not going to worry about Niji 6 on this one. Yes, style reference. Yes, style reference. Sorry. I kept saying source reference. Yeah. That's my bad. I guess so. Let's see. Pulls in the character information when no CREF is set, which kills variety compared to old CREF. Okay. So that's from Signature. It says pulls in character information when no CREF is set, which kills variety compared to old CREF. Okay. And then Collect said the SW weight range is slightly better now, but only slightly. So anything up from 200 is still pretty much the same. That was from Collect. Mojam said, just experimenting with it. I wanted to get into some combining CREF and SREF for more control. Yeah, right. That's the goal. That's what we want to see. And let's see here. So many features I didn't know you meant image referencing or style referencing. Thanks for clarifying. Yeah, sorry about that. So it doesn't help that they're just kind of these abbreviations for me, like CREF, SREF, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's really
Yeah, they're
just a
hard to
matter of
remember.
yeah. Well, it's more just like I know it as source referencing, and it's I guess it's called style referencing. But yes, let's go ahead and we'll just move on to the next thing.
Like even doing HTML as a kid, I still like think href, and every once in a while I'm like, wait a minute, brain muscle memory.
Right, exactly. Let's do this guy here. That's another one from y'all. And this one might get blocked by the image filters. We'll see what it do. Sometimes I've noticed that whenever there's like a prominent belly that's shown of the character, Midjourney's image filters will more likely be a little more. Is there a way to share a link to the stream? Yes, there is actually, but they will need to have joined the Midjourney server. They don't need to have paid. They could still join the group. They just can't, see the VC create or whatever. They could see my stream though. And you do that by finding the stage here, right click it and say copy link. You could also do that with any channel inside of Discord, and you can then send your link that way. Fungi Mancer said, needed to be explored, but the mixing between CREF to get your character and SREF to get your general style of the composition seems like a powerful tool. But the twist that can be made with all the weights, all the different images, all the text prompts you may add, the more variables, the more complex, but it adds so much potential. I love the period we are in on this matter. Right. And I'll say that it's also kind of too much for some people. There are some folks who yes, this will all be uploaded to YouTube. um, the on my YouTube channel. But you can see it just zoomed past us is this girl. Okay, we got the belly shot girl. Awesome. So the main thing is that when it comes to all the different variables, all the different things, the reason why it can be kind of head swimmy is this kind of like feature creep of like, oh wow, I didn't know this could, you could do this, you could do this, you could do this. And if you just do way too much at once, you're going to basically be overloaded with potential. Or at the or what's even worse is if you have a bona fide workflow that you like, and then Midjourney releases a new version or some new tool and it completely wrecks your idea of how this stuff works. Like, at least in my opinion, I've gotten a lot better with it when it comes to just kind of like taking everyone as fact. Like everyone's own experiences of using Midjourney is unique to themselves. They find like workflows and methodologies that make sense to them. But like I could easily explain something to somebody else and they're like, it doesn't work for me like that. And it's interesting that it's so personalized in that way. But most of my, I'd say what my job is mostly just to figure out what is the most bona fide or easiest way to quickly get into things, right? Maybe not the most efficient or the best utility of it, but it definitely gets you going. It definitely gets you started. So, um, yeah, it's a lot of fun doing that. Fungaman said, I can see this, but folks can do amazing things before digging deep like we are exploring here. I just like the fact that you are a little more geeky about it if you can find new stuff, right? Yeah. Oh no, I am certainly geeky about it. I guess one of the things I really do enjoy about doing this is the fact that I get to see all the different ways that you guys get to do it, but it we're also kind of establishing it too. Like understand, like the guys, the Midjourney folks, they're awesome people. They've been more than kind to me. They've taken care of me, all that kind of stuff. I just want to emphasize, like, they're developers, they're programmers, they're tech people, you know what I mean? And I'm not coming from a geeky side really. Like I have tech experience, sure, but like when it comes to being an artist in the room, you know what I mean? Like you're really seeing just how diverse, people's ability to approach something is. And when you're in a room full of a bunch of people who are capable of doing like the tech side of it, but maybe not the art side of it, there's an imbalance that happens over time. And like I really do feel like we're resetting that balance because we are effectively giving more control back to the artists to be able to see their characters, their stories inside of Midjourney. And it's just going to make it far more interactive in that way. But when it comes to like the digging deeper nerdy side of it, like that's really just that's really just me obsessing about things and just finding little quirks that are useful. So you guys will all find your own little quirks, for sure. Um, let's see here. The things that are problems that make things complicated are also tools if you need to customize the base program in ways to match your vision. Right? Yeah, yeah. If you're feeling overwhelmed, just don't use a feature. Like don't feel like you need to know how everything works because you don't. I don't know how everything works. They literally told me nothing when I started here because they we're all kind of at the same page. We're all just kind of this is all new for everybody. So yeah, we're pioneers in that regard. So, let's see here. Nicole said, "Yes, I think a lot about people want to read their mind without having to get specific sometimes, right? Yeah. Yeah, we're not at the dream machines just yet. We'll get there though. We'll get there. Yeah, when you wake up, you get to recount your dreams like a receipt. That's the future we're heading towards right now, where we can generate words out of like the thoughts that we have when we're sleeping, and those words are basically prompts that then output imagery that is in line with what we were dreaming about. So we're getting there. Midjourney is going to be a major tool when it comes to analyzing people's dreams moving forward. At least that's going to be my interpretation or my prediction moving forward. I love all these results, guys. They looking so good, looking so fun. We got to get to the next character though. Oh my god! Next character. Robot. We got another robot here. Probably not going to work that great, but we'll see. We'll see what it do. So is the only purpose of style sheet now to get a specific pose? No. Your character will behave and look at different things in different angles and all sorts of stuff. Midjourney is only going to get a generic. It's only going to find like the at best the median, at worst a relatively low like how can I describe this? Your character is so much more than a series of poses. Your character is supposed to evoke a certain silhouette. It's supposed to evoke a certain mood, a certain whatever. And the more two-dimensional your character is, the more likely it's just going to be angry. It's just going to be villainous. It's just going to be whatever. But the more, in order to have a properly, three-dimensional character with flaws and issues and all sorts of stuff like that, you need to show that. And you're not going to show that if you have one picture. So all the poses are going to let you build up who your character is. For a major movie production, I would probably more approach this as the character through their arc would have multiple sheets. That's how detailed you should be with this, at least if you really want to do it right. A character should have a thank you for that, Ancient. Look at the little robot dude. Robot dude, scrap metal, they're all going to have the same problems here. This just the heads up. Probably not going to work that great, but it's cool to see that this one's here. But your character as they develop as a person, for example, if they started off unconfident and then they become confident, you probably want your sheets to have one sheet of them unconfident and one sheet with them confident. So their walk is going to change. Their mood's going to change. There's basically like whenever a sibling or parent dies in a television series or an anime series or whatever, they change, they grow up, they move on, they do something, they change, and that change needs to be represented. If you could see the change between the two sheets without reading what the change is, you've done the right thing. You've done it right. Okay. Fungi Mancer said, made me remember a dream where I could prompt and the result emerged in reality before me. This is kind of strange, but strong dream. It's certainly coming, though. Certainly coming. You're right about that. Victor, have you seen the Wim Wenders movies Until the End of the World? The last half deals with people recording and watching their dreams. Okay, cool. I have to check that out. I have not seen it. Yeah, Neuralink and Midjourney together. I really don't think you're that far off. Okay, all right. Let's go to the next character here. Look at the little robot dude. Eee! That's pretty fun. I love that. Okay, let's get another character in there. All right. This one here, I'm curious what you guys do with her because she's another kind of like, anytime it's just kind of like a twiggy little girl, it's like we kind of can expect the results, right? But whenever it's like a bit more, fuller body, it's super interesting what it does in that regard. So let's do her and then Niji6. Hey, look, it's Gluttony. Gluttony is on the list, but Gluttony's towards the end. So we'll get to Gluttony soon. Ish.
I didn't realize he was.
Oh yeah, he is 8th to last.
Nice.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and get 70s Victor in there. This one was done for a comic that I never really properly finished. I just kind of did it. But I needed a Stanley Kubrick. I needed Victor to be in a Stanley Kubrick movie for a bit. So I made him into into having the kind of lighting that's in Kubrick films. So we'll see how that comes out. We got another one here. This is another, kind of like a belly top or tank top outfit here. Ooh, the 70s Kubrick Victor with the crow, very much the crow that we're getting out of that one. Him, I feel like I'm gonna have to like go back and do a second stream of me just collecting all this stuff from you guys. Jesus, ridiculous. Okay. Let's see here. I feel like I'm a parrot here, but as a fat black woman, the representative Midjourney is great. That's hilarious. Yeah, it's I really am curious what kind of our views of like self-consciousness, like all sorts of stuff like that, is probably going to be really warped even more. I don't know if it's going to be more warped or less warped than it was before, because we already had a terrible perspective on our own bodies. Now we can see it recontextualized in all sorts of interesting ways. I actually am pretty confident that this is this is going to be an improvement, especially for art therapy. This is going to be huge for art therapy.
Oh yeah, it
Um,
already is.
yeah, I need, by the way, I will need to have documented like studies of that, because it's gonna be like I've gotten arguments with some really big name people about particularly art therapy. So if there's a study, or if there's like some proof that you guys have of AI being used in art therapy, I want to read it. I want to read it, because that means I'm gonna have some ammo when I'm talking to some people who are pretty angrily against what I'm doing. So yeah, definitely. Let's see here. Agree about art therapy. Would love to follow up on that. Yeah, let's do a whole like little special on that at some point. Did I already post this? Let's see. Yes, I did. Okay, let's get the next lady. Oh no, it's not a lady. It's an IT guy. And you can have IT ladies. Yeah, that's no problem. I'm just saying that this is clearly somebody that is an accountant or an IT lady or an IT guy. So I'm gonna do the first one that's not gendered. I'm gonna do accountant, and then need G6. Just watching you guys machine all these all out is just insane to me. For art therapy, ooh, okay, thank you, I appreciate that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a this on there, because then I'll remember to see it. I know of image generation used for parts of it would work in therapy. Okay, this is for art therapy too. Okay, cool. Then I'll put another kitty on there. Boop. Okay, cool. Oh look, it's like Attack on Titan. Okay, yes. Okay, great.
I can relate to that character.
Oh look, we got the IT guy. Thank you, Agent. All right, and now we have our very first this would have been our first Midjourney character that we did on the Midjourney stream. So just to give you guys a frame of reference, how long are we're 2 hours and 11 minutes into the stream, and we finally got to the first Midjourney character I made on stream here. So every one of these other characters were made, on my Discord with like very early fans. So now we're about to see a big upgrade in the diversity of the results here. So let's go ahead, go her, Niji 6. This is let me see, what was her name again? Let me just pull up her name really quick. This was Yadentia. This is the very first black box result, Yadentia. And the cool thing about Yadentia here is that she already has the comic. She has like a mock-up of a comic anyway, that you can find on my Discord. So it's basically all different angles of this kind of like dragon lady. And she was submitted to the black box, which is what Kinky just linked here. The black box is a place where you can submit characters for this stream. Some of the characters moving on forward from here will be from the black box. And so I have not included any of the ones that we have not touched yet. So if you've submitted your character, then it might be a little bit of time before we get to it. But in terms of all the characters featured in this stream here, these are all the ones that we've done and we've proven at least work with the normal work with the workflow we had before CREF. So yeah, cool to see her show up finally. And now I am going to do one of Becky's characters here. This is one where we can do some testing with dark shadows. Particularly, dark shadows will invite a lot more creativity from Midjourney. And that isn't necessarily a good thing when you want creative characters. So let's give this one a try. And I'm going to say anthro on this. I'm just going to say anthro. I'm not going to even say anything else. Just anthro on this one. Oh, cool. You got panels for her. Nice. So if you do a custom zoom and then expand her up and out and stuff like that, you'll get her like kind of reacting as panels because you're already seeing some of the panels here. Oh, look at you. You look at Gidia. Oh, that looks so cute. That's great. I love her upset here. And there's Becky's character. Yes, any of these kind of furry characters is just going to be ridiculous looking. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and keep going. This one should be really pretty. This is one of the more alien characters that we've like. I would say android-esque characters, but alien android, you know, that kind of thing. Let's go. Oh no, that kind of makes me uncomfortable. All right, let's do Cref, and then her, and Niji6 on that one. Wow, you guys just shotgunning Yiddy out is amazing. Like, she looks great with all these different styles applied to it, all these different source reference. Oh, looks so good. Nice. Awesome. Yeah, characters with tails, by the way. That you'll find that some of them work really, really good, and some of them are more and more asshole. This makes me uncomfortable. Just letting you all know that now. This makes me uncomfortable.
Also uncomfy.
Yeah. I really don't like that we can't see the midline. Okay, all right. I'm gonna move on. All right. Let's see. Oh, look at this. There's the android girl. I love this kind of like French art, like the I'm forgetting the name, Modius or whatever. And if you prompt Modius with her, you're basically just gonna get a bunch of really pretty empty desert kind of landscapey shots. And an android girl walking amongst like people in robes and things like that. I can see that. It's a pretty cool visual. Ooh, that's fun. Okay, all right, let's keep going. All right, we got our first Mid-Journey like kind of mini celeb here. We have Boozlegast, which you guys will know from he does his own prompt battles. He does a live show online. It's not Kinky's
No, he
prompt
does it in the
battles,
bars.
Oh yeah,
He does it live in bars, like in Chicago. They the mods go to them.
that's
It's
awesome.
live in person. Yeah. But Who's the Guest has been helping me out with my prompt battles as well lately. So that's kinda cool.
Awesome. I love Boozlegast. He's such a fun dude. Let's
He
do him because I'm curious about applying a human gender like just a pronoun like that, whether or not we're going to get still an anthropomorphic tiger dude by writing him. So we'll see that for Boozlegast here. I'm sure he has some prompt spell kind of thing coordinated for that. That will probably bring his character up more easily. But the next character that wow, look at the random Star Wars helmet. I know you probably didn't. Did you put it? Yes, you put Stormtrooper in the prompt. Look at that. Look at that. I don't like the cod piece, but everything else is kind of amazing in this. Okay. Look at okay, yes. I love this. All right, I'm getting distracted. Let's go ahead and submit the next one here. Yes, thank you for tagging him. I keep forgetting to tag people. So this one here is the Lurker. And the Lurker, I didn't properly crop right. His hand should be cropped a little better than that. But the Lurker is my depiction of every Redditor who doesn't post anything. They just upvote stuff and whatever. This is what I kind of think they look like versus the Redditor earlier, who is like, the one lone one, right? Who like came through and started speaking. He's not a lurker. The lurkers though, I just think are fun, like little like cultists. So I'll just write cultist and then cref. And we'll do Niji6 because it's drawn as well. This is the Stormtrooper helmets. You guys are just going nuts on those. Okay. Okay. If you all know of any other people who might want to join in for the stream or anything like that, feel free to invite them. It's definitely something that we are an open social group here, so just use VC text to come in and say, hey, I want to hear from y'all for sure. Legal Beagle's currently sending everybody to court, and Ancient is gonna merge them all into one hybrid person to bring them all together. Oh, look at the lurker looks great. In fact, I'm gonna up-res that one here. That one looks too fun. Okay, cool. I just like this result a lot. It kept
Great
the
one.
hand, yeah, it kept the little hand flicker like the it's something I actually do in a bunch of my comics. Whenever people are kind of casting magic, they're not doing like a waving their hands around or anything. Like they just snap, which to me represents much closer to the idea of generating imagery, where we're like just hitting a button, we're clicking it, we're snapping it into existence, that kind of thing. So all the magic kind of works like that in my world, at least. There's no
Like a
like build up.
reverse Thanos snap.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It okay, cool. Yeah, I'm loving where you guys are going with the Android girl. I knew you guys were gonna go nuts with her. You're gonna bring me to court? Oh, we'll see how that goes. Okay. Next we have Agent Blue. Agent Blue was the first character I saw Mabus go nuts on. He was another power user here. But I'm gonna do her really quick, and she is a FBI, a vampire FBI agent, I believe, is what you guys came up with for her. Oh no, I don't like that. I don't like how what is with the stormtrooper? Like it's too much. It's too much. Okay. And then Niji6. Am I gonna do Niji6 on this one? Yes. No. We'll go for more of Americana style on this one. I feel like it's gonna result in more Americana stuff. So we'll just go for that. Okay. All right. Next one. Oh wait. There's definitely going to be some later that you guys will be a fan of too. I've got some really abstract characters that we never really got to that we'll be sure to explore. This is one that I felt like was looking a whole heck of a lot like a webcomic artist that I follow on Instagram. I was really surprised by this result actually. So I'm curious if it just continues this sort of replication of her stuff, even though I never prompted for it. I'd never do that. And that's because of just my position that I'm in, and also like just when working with other artists, it makes them a lot more comfortable to know that you're not going to just take their loose sketches and share them with the internet or run them through AI to make something else or whatever. Just always ask for permission, you know? I've made comics for people that didn't like them and told me I was a bad person or whatever for using this stuff. It's not true. You're not a bad person. It's what you do with it that makes you good or bad, right? So like when I sent them this, like they've gotten plenty of nasty stuff that people have generated of their characters that they would never approve their characters doing. But I gave them well ahead of a time to go, look, if you don't like this, you can tell me, don't upload it, and I won't. At least you're giving them that respect. At least you're giving them the ability to say no. But also understand that there's a lot of people that are afraid to say no to you, right? They don't want to feel like they're being a negative Nancy to a fan, especially. And so if an artist doesn't respond to you, there's probably they're probably busy. Don't get me wrong, they're probably busy. But there's also the added potential that they also don't want to respond to you because they don't want to make you as a fan of them upset. Okay? So I would just caution that if you get a no response from somebody for making something for them, there's a reason for it. And it most likely has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with just how prolific this stuff is. So if you are sending it to that artist, they've probably already received hundreds of other images that are like that. So yeah, I'm a lot more sympathetic to the traditional artists who are having trouble dealing with all this. It's a lot. and it's going to get way worse because of things like what we're messing with now. So I just want you guys to please be patient with people who get angry, upset, frustrated, all that stuff. I deal with it more than most people do, and it's okay. It's just you just don't take it personally. Understand that there's a lot of people who lost a lot of money because they don't have the same opportunities they had before. So I don't blame them for that. Garf said, I asked permission from my art professor to make SREFs work in the style of her art. She gave consent. I showed them to her, and she thought they were pretty cool. Yeah, see, that's the result you want. You want that kumbaya of expressions and ideas, right? While you're playing with CREF, this is from JG. Is there a way to tell Midjourney to apply CREF to one character in a wider scene that features multiple characters? At the moment, it makes everyone in the scene according to the CREF, even if there are specific instructions for every character. Yes, CREF will always overwrite any sort of description or anything that you're doing with the character for the most part. It includes little tidbits from your prompt in there in terms of changing the character art. But the reality is that you need to in-paint with a different CREF. If you want to have multiple characters showing up in the prompt, you can also pan, which is far more effective. Let me show you that really quick. So as long as the scene kind of makes sense to have a pan, right? Like if I did this where it's kind of a portraiture, right? There's like, it's very well balanced imagery. This is probably not going to work as easily. But as long as there's some commonality, some similarity in there of something, right? So let's just grab the one that I upresed here. Oh no, I realized that I had talked for too long and now it's going way too far down. Oh my god, look at all the stuff you guys have done. Ah! And her. Ah! Oh, there we go. Oh, nope. No, that's not it. There we go. That's the one I'm looking for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the CREF to Victor, which I have saved inside of Midjourney. And I'm going to describe him as two people watching the end of the world. Because you prompted Evangelion. That's essentially what's happening there. So I'm just going to do this. And you notice that I described them as two people in the frame because I'm thinking about the final shot. I'm thinking about the final result of this prompt. I'm not thinking about, oh, I want a dude. I don't want to just insert a dude next to her or whatever. I want to describe what the final image is in order to create the intention, to have the intent completely understood. Is that going to happen this time? I don't know. We'll see. But usually when we do a pan and we include a different character reference and the prompt includes two people in the subject, it's far more likely to give us a result of two people in the frame, blah, 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 blah. There we go. Look at that. There's Victor hanging out with her, and he's looking and talking, or mostly talking, to her. That's the important thing. If you write the prompt to include a description of what you want the final image to be, pan included, then you're far more likely to get the result that you actually want. So that's basically result 4 here. There you go. Let's see here. That's cool. Old Professor is, or more, okay, I'll let you guys talk about that. Let's see. Sorry, I came in late from Joe. How did you name the picture so that MJ recognized it? Okay, yeah, let me show you this. So once you have either one picture or a blend of pictures of whatever you want to do, because now with CREF, you don't really have to have multiple images, but there are reasons why you do. Well, but basically you hit /prefer, and you're going to see an option set. Okay? Click option set, and then you make up a name for your character. Let's just do, let's do, for the robot lady here, let's do Robo Girl. Let's just anything. Doesn't matter what you name it here, because that's going to be what you type. And then you click on that plus more to get the value. And inside of value, you paste all of your links. That will do effectively a blend every time you write Robot Girl, right? We hit enter. And now, if I hit /imagine --Robo Girl, It will. Oh, wait, what did it do? Only with yeah, right. I did it with a single image prompt. I forgot that I'm not. So RoboGirl, and then I'm just gonna write RoboGirl just so there's a prompt in there. But essentially, whatever is inside of the value is going to be replaced by you writing. It's just a way to shorthand a lot of text, a lot of links, that kind of thing. So I use it for image blending the most, right? So like for Victor, for example, if we go back up to Victor, by the way, this was the result of that. See, it included a lot more influence about the robot girl than it did with the image, because these are just blends. We're not using CREF on these. But if now that I have her saved, I could just use it as a CREF. So like, for example, we come into here, I'll say that it's a robot girl, CREF, and then RoboGirl, because I have that saved inside of my Midjourney. And there's no reason why this should work. This shouldn't work. And there you go. It's immediately processing, replacing whatever's in RoboGirl with the link or links that are inside of the image here. So there you go. Very, very useful to have if you want to be able to quickly knock things out. All right, next character. Oh yeah, and by the way, that was the result of what I was just talking about. That's it's a lot closer to the character's design too, which is awesome. Okay, let's move on. Yeah, pan more, people. Pan more. Pan all the time. Pan every character together. Make a giant collage. We're gonna Where's Waldo all of our characters inside the same probably courtroom based on what Legal Beagle's doing. Okay. All right. This is probably going to be the most alien of the characters, and probably just out of the nature of this all. Whoa! Whatever you guys are doing here, I'm down for it. I'm down for that. That's awesome. Okay. So this is a character that I came up with. It's by far the most non-humanoid character I think on the list here. But we are going to do /imagine and then CREF. And then I'm just gonna call it a cartoon character. I'm not even gonna describe it as a gender because it has no gender. Like, we'll do CREF and then paste the link, and I'm just gonna hit enter. I'm not even gonna worry about Niji. I just don't want anime girls to influence the results, so I'm not even gonna run Niji on this.
Anime girls have enough influence already.
Right. Oh wow, it's going so fast, guys, that everything kind of broke there for a second. Okay, well, look at that. So if you describe him as an octopus, you're gonna get a lot farther. If you describe him in ways that make sense for the character without diverging your intent too far, it'll probably do just fine at recreating something like in the comic. This character represents all of social media. He represents all of its tendrils and everything that is everything awful about social media is actually because this is what he looks like. This is what the concept of social media, basically meta, is like basically the meta as a creature, as a thing. There you go. That's where I was going with that. Look at this though. That's just too fun. I love all like the epic anime fantasy power trips you guys go on every stream. I feel like every stream we go on some sort of anime power trip. All right, let's keep going. This is a character from X-Slayer again, and this one is this was mostly just experimenting with a very reliable like kind of character turnaround. But I think it was the first time they had made a character turnaround, and it looks great. Very happy with this one. We'll take a look at that. All right, we got forgot. Is it Calpet? I forgot the name of the user here, but he is another. This is one of those furry results, so I don't know how well this one's going to come out, but I am very curious what you guys
find out.
Yeah, we're gonna find out right now. And I'm just gonna describe that as a furry. I'm just gonna say furry. I know that that's not gonna get us anything like what we expect.
To be a fennec fox.
Yeah, he was. That's right. He was supposed to be a fennec fox. Yeah, that's right. So, whoa, what is this weird alien stuff? It looks like someone got shot from the back with a shotgun that's like way too big. Like all the pellets are way too big, and that's wicked looking. Wow.
Mm.
Kind of Cthulhu-esque too. Like there's all sorts of weird places you guys are gonna be able to go. Sorry if I'm like instinctively like reacting to things and then going like, oh wait, what I just said was really screwed up. That's just how it's gonna be. Sorry guys. Okay, let's go. Furry dude, look at that furry dude. He's in court. All right, this one I think is one of the ones from Fungi Mancer. Fungi Mancer. I think so. I think you did the goo girl here. But yes, this is the we'll just do her, CRF, and because it's not anime, we will not do anime. Oh my god, look at more shotgunning. There's so much stuff. Look at I saw this like fly by my screen, and I'm like, I have to look at this. Oh, that's awesome. This is so cool, guys. It really is so cool to see everything that we've done just all over the place here. Like it's just ridiculous. And you guys can't see me hand gesturing and stuff, but this makes me so happy. makes me so happy to see all this wacky stuff that you guys are doing.
Octopus head.
All right. So I'm going to cheat here. I'm going to cheat a little bit because I really, really like these characters. These characters are not mid-journey characters. Like, you know, shock and awe, ooh, boo, 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 whatever. These are stable diffusion characters, but I really, really dig them. The Celestials. I love the idea of the Celestials. Like the way that the person who came up to my Discord and described them, I was such a fan of just the way that they approached it, right? To make people that are silhouettes, like they are certainly a voided silhouette, but they are just space, is such a cool look. Okay. So I'm gonna
Like the
do
empty white eye sockets.
right. It's just a really cool look. So I'm gonna go with CRF on this and then her because clearly female form on that one. So I'll just go do that. And I'm gonna do one where it's Niji 6 and one of them that's not, just because I'm curious how much the space affects it in that regard. And then we'll do the male as well. So there was a female and a male. And it kind of reminds me of the scene from like the Matrix, the Animatrix, where like the robots have just woken up or whatever, and they ask for their rights from Congress and they get rejected. I can kind of see them approaching humanity as being like, "Yep, we don't we're one consciousness, but in order to make you feel better, we've splitted ourselves up into two different genders. You know, just to make the humans feel a little better." I could see that. I could definitely see that. I have reference that kind of does that. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Niji 6. And then not Niji as well. I'm super curious how the Celestials work. And if Celeste is here, she's more than welcome to take it and go nuts with it for me. But the Celestials, oh, look at this. Okay, I was curious how much would end up being this like silhouetted, you know, space, or how much of it would start to introduce of the person, right, of the character that's in there. So I'm sure the new slash describe is going to do so much better of a job at this. So let's dabble a little bit into that really quick. Slash describe image, and then I'm going to grab the image of let's do her. Her image is a little more clean when it comes to the result. So let's grab her, and then I'm just going to drag that into this here, and we'll see what the description is for her, because look at this. This is what I was expecting. It's just going to dominate the environment, dominate all the celestial stuff as soon as you start prompting for that. So I am sure there's some magic mix of words that are in. Oh wow, it's a very short slash describe actually. Wow. Just a t-shirt. Why does it keep saying it's a t-shirt design? Let's grab the mail. Let's grab the mail. That's funny. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that at all, actually. And then we'll move on after that. Ooh, I need a drink.
You haven't done that yet.
I've been too excited. Today is way too exciting of a day. See, this
You're making
is
so
what
many cool things.
I know. It's just too much. It's so freaking cool. There's just so much of it now. Oh my god. Yes. Let's see here. I am in love. It's the squircle Greek Roman, and she just shows up there. Like what would the what would ancient man? I mean, modern man would be freaked out as hell looking at that. There'd be yeah, I would love to see that just be the representation of like an angelic character that comes in and you know kind of blows the minds of everyone that's there. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Oh look, she's got a gun. Okay, cool. I don't know why a celestial would want a gun, but there you go. That's pretty fun. All right, let's move on to the next
It's very,
character.
very David Bowie, like Starman,
Right.
coming down to Earth, and she'd like to come and meet us, but she thinks she'd blow our minds. So yeah. Oh, and
All
then
right,
somebody did do it as a him.
yeah. Let's go ahead and do a CRF of this crazy looking villainous character here. This time I'm gonna just describe her as a villain and leave it without Niji on this one. And then we'll do the next one here, which is Vicky. So this to kind of stay hydrated. Make sure you stay hydrated, y'all. This is great. Who made this? Garf. Thank you for that, Garf. Okay, stay hydrated, y'all. So this character here, you all will know, is Vicky. If you want to get an idea of where we are in the timeline, and there's all the oh wow, that's the crazy villain lady. Yeah, Becky should see this. I'm gonna tag Becky. Hold on. Becky. Wait, which Becky is it? I don't know. I'm gonna have to look up which Becky it is. But but Vicky, you all remember from I think it was back in November when we did that. And Vicky has a complete character sheet that we have finished and made into a comic already. So you can Overtime Overdrive is the name of the comic issue, and it's part of Sage's Tumbling Up series. So I'm gonna just do a CRF of her, and then add Niji at the end as well. All right, this next one I'm really excited about as well, because we are going to be getting into spy versus spy territory of character design. This one here is, I think is really cool. I love these sharp, angular. We're gonna get some birds. I feel like we're gonna get a couple beaks and things like that. That's gonna be interpreted from this. But I am very cool. I have never messed with this character design at all. And look, hey, look, it's Vicky. That looks great. Yeah, I'm loving all these. All right, let's go ahead and get this one in here. This is yeah, I'll just say him. Or I'll just say cartoon again on this one, because there is no specific gender like really listed in this. And I won't worry about running a Niji 6 on this. But oh, thank you for that. Appreciate it. Kinky. Oh, look. Wow. Yeah, seeing these more like realistic attempts at Vicky too is super cool. Oh, look, it's a cart room full of Vickies. We're gonna have a lot of fun compositing all these later, Legal Beagle. I promise you that. Okay. Let's see how that cartoon character comes out. Oh, look at that. Yep. Yeah, it figured it out. It figured it out mostly anyway. The beak is probably gonna always be kind of downward, and it's gonna change sizes a lot. But I'm glad it recognized that. It still gave him eyes in all of them though.
What if you
It is
described him
interesting.
with a long beak or a long nose or whatever?
When I was doing I said I was doing a Kermit, like, what was it? It wasn't Kermit, because I was trying to get a beaked like character, and I described it as what was it? It was like it's inside of my tutorial. I'll have to look it up, but it's basically like I used a prompt to pull the face out. It was Kermit the Frog was the base of the prompt, and then I used another phrasing to give him like a beak like face, like similar to the gas masks, right? But I didn't want
Hmm.
to evoke those masks because otherwise it's just going to be all horror movies, all World War One kind of films and stuff like that. So yeah, very very odd. But I'm loving that this character is working. I'm loving that because look at all the noir wackiness that you guys are introducing just by using it.
Plague
You're
Doctor
seeing.
worked.
I know, right? A Plague Doctor, yeah, definitely Plague Doctor. That definitely will work on this one. Oh yeah, there you go. That looks great. Plague Doctor, perfect, perfect prompt to. Now, granted, it will always enforce the eyes if you do Plague Doctor, right? Like there's all sorts of things that you find patterns that you will want to avoid or you want to keep, but this one looks the best out of all of them. Is the Plague Doctor one for sure. Okay, next character. This one is kind of like a mechanical Ninja Turtle. So there's a couple of these mecha characters here. I have no idea really what it's gonna do with this one. So let's do CREF, and then I'm gonna say uh let's just do Metal Turtle. I'm just gonna say Metal Turtle because I don't. There's no way to know a gender with this thing, so I'm just gonna do Metal Turtle and leave it at that. Next character is and I'm so sorry that I've missed your all's names. I'll tell you guys that that right now, that there's a couple of people who I know are regular contributors who would love for me to give them a shout out right now, but it is something that I have to be aware of time on this one. We're already about 15 minutes around when I would normally close things out, so we're nowhere near there at the end of the stream, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Next character. Her. Niji6. Oh, sorry. Her CREF. And Niji6. This one is, I believe, one of the smaller, kind of cuter characters that we've messed with before. It definitely check that one out here when it pops up. All right, we got our first prototype of Gnome. This was one of the resulting images, not one of the final like character blends that we did of Gnome. But this gets us much closer to about the holidays when it comes to the stream here. Look at the turtle guy. Oh, the turtle guy looks great. He looks so good. I was not expecting this one to work. Ah, that looks great. He's got even little drills for hands. Oh, that looks awesome. That's so freaking cool. All right. Oh, look at that. Yeah, that's just badass. And then we have her here. Lily, I believe, is her name. And this is when, if you want a legitimate child inside of your prompts and all that stuff like that, that I would recommend her prompts because it's just super cute little dapper girl with an oversized hat and just it's really cute. Okay, let's go ahead and get the next character in there. Oh wait, did I do gnome? I probably didn't do gnome. Let me do her real quick. Oh, I did. It's right here. Nice, nice. Oh, thank you, Ancient. No, Ancient is the one that did it. I appreciate that. Eee.
You know what?
I'll leave Ancient. Go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. You know what? One thing I really like is that, like, we're used to taking real people and making them into cartoon characters, but like now with CREF, it's really easy to turn cartoon characters into real people by adding like photograph of or to, to make them photorealistic, and that's not something that a lot of
Right.
people were doing before.
Right. It is certainly true that when it comes to being able to recontextualize the character art, especially, amazing to be able to do it, especially when you know what you're doing around style referencing and stuff. Very, very cool to be able to just quickly control Midjourney in a way that feels like with real intent. Honestly,
Hmm.
we've been messing around with the intent, but we haven't really gotten true intent until about, in my opinion, until about 3 or 4 days ago. So it blows my mind, just the, I mean, and the potential of what we're seeing right in front of us, what's happening right in front of us, is so immensely huge that it's kind of hard to fathom where this goes, where we end up with this technology. I mean, look at this. Just look at this. The cute
Right.
little mock-ups of like real life things that are like, these are anime things. These are things that should not have this knowledge. Just like AI is ridiculous, y'all. Like we're gotten to a whole new almost like takeoff point. Hi, Boken. Okay. All right. I'm gonna stop tangenting. Let's go ahead and get the next character in. This one's a little out of order. This is one of the most recent ones from my original channel group here. This is just because I needed a better spot for it to fit on the canvas. So we'll go with this sci-fi lady here. And I believe they're in the chat here. So we'll see if they recognize their piece here. And not worry about Niji with that one. I just saw a cute note. Hey, look, it's Fran. Oh yeah, there we go. Follow what we do and give it your personal shot with new characters. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, that's definitely what we'll want to see you guys doing here. So it says, are we supposed to be posting something specific in the VC Create? You can post whatever you want, man. You could post it whatever. The main thing is that we're going to be remixing from a year's worth of characters that we all developed together. So everything you're seeing here is like the amount of that. Like everyone's just kind of coming in, and I have to click that. If you're gonna bonk it, then okay, yes, all right. Let's go ahead and move on. uh, let's see here. Orb, yes. Yeah. She had 2 orbs. Let's go ahead and do this one. This one is, I think, the most recent one that was submitted to my character sheet, but it kind of came out small and has a lot of background detail, like a background noise and stuff. So yeah, there you go. It's the orb. So this one may not come out well. It also might look like, I don't know, like it just could look very derivative. Like a lot of the results are similar. And that's just because of how graphic the background is on this one. Like it graphic as in like it looks like vector work and stuff. But I'm going to do him and then Niji6. I wouldn't be surprised if he's just always surrounded by like a metal ship or a metal structure or something like that because of this. Oh, wow. A space girl. Nice. Okay.
Did I miss you do Lily? Or did you not do Lily yet?
Lily? Is that the
character?
little? Yeah, the little
mechanic.
Oh no, we're getting there.
Cool.
I've got Lily and Boxel on the list here, so we'll get there in just a moment.
Just got excited when I saw Boken come in.
Yeah, right. So next one is Bibliogogi, which is Big Booted Goth Girl. And let's do. All right, and we'll do her. Cref. Bibliogogi has actually a couple of different results inside of the Chaos portal on my Discord, which we will get to. Actually, I should explain that before we get closer to the end here. If you guys like your results and you want to see more people doing this with your characters, I have a Discord that is specifically focused on character design and storytelling with AI. Whether it's movie storyboarding or you're making comics or whatever, it's all about that. And the way that you get to it is Kinky just linked it inside of VC Text. But what's cool about it is that inside of the Movie Machine Discord, we have something called the Chaos Portal. And the Chaos Portal is where not only can you submit your character designs to be reviewed, but you can also see your characters reimagined in other people's works, particularly comics that we're working on right now. So this is the magician from a user that I can't pronounce his name because it's in Japanese. And so what I did is I took their character, I proved that it worked, that it was continuous in both V6 and Niji. And then I used a style reference from our series where I've pre-provided all the style references so that everything is matching. Rhapsody's back. Yay! Okay. But if you notice, look at this. I've made the character having a fight, or at least the action around my character, and there's a whole event that's happening. And Rhapsody, if you're not well, I want you, like, you better. I appreciate you advertising the show after the show, but like, just you need to take a break. You need to sleep it off when it comes to being sick. Okay. I don't want you to push yourself at all today. But you can see here that inside of the Chaos Portal, we have all sorts of characters from you guys, and I need to actually click this off so that it disappears, because this is what's annoying about what I'm doing here. Is I think I can open it. There we go. That's it. That's fine. But you can see inside of the Chaos Portal here, we have already a bunch of characters from you guys and me, but this is where you submit it to end up in the series. So that's going to be, I think, a very cool way for you guys to interact with this outside of the stream. Okay, so feel free to join it and check it out. Kinky put the link up inside of VC text. Okay. Lizzie says, so the black box is for the stream and the portal is for the series. Well, I mean, the black box I made as kind of a relatively desperate attempt to like try to get you guys to all shovel in here. I am going to be moving to the Chaos Portal moving on, but the thing is that the black box we still are going to use in the stream, because I don't want to force people to join my Discord just to interact with the stream. So we'll probably have both for a little while until we kind of shake things out. The Chaos Portal is actually just a place for you to see your character in other people's stories, to see your character show up in their worlds. That's why I call it a portal. Or like it's all chaos, yes. But if you want to be in the animated series, the actual fantasy series, you enter into the Chaos Portal, and then it'll show up inside of the story nexus if one of the artists adopt your character and they include it inside. We're working on a fantasy story right now, right? And the best way to guarantee that your character shows up inside of the series is by using the source reference from the series. So, the style reference from the series. So you'll notice there's a bunch of stuff from Fractal Bob. He made some really cool, concept art for it. Guess I need to make a portal emoji. Yes, you do. Yes, you do, Ancient. You definitely do. But this is the source reference for Phantasma. It is everything you need to create your character in the style of the series. So you can find all of that on my Discord, and I've done enough advertising for that. I am going to move back to our characters and get this stream done, because we are super close here. Okay, let's get ahead and go back to Midjourney here. All right, let's get the last characters here. But thank you all for entertaining me by letting me ramble on about this stuff. Oh, that's so cool. All right, let's go to the next character. We have fungi mancers, mage sloth. So this one already has an entry into the Chaos Portal, so you're more than welcome to add more to his portal, like his character's entry into anything, by just posting a reply of your image prompts, the results that you get. Look at Bibliogogi. She looks so cute. Okay, cool. I'm gonna do for this one. I'm going to say that it is I'm just gonna do Sloth Mage, just because it's easy to describe this character, I think. And we'll do an EG6 on this one. Cool. Bibliogogi as a fantasy. Yeah, I like that. Okay, now we have Legal Beagles, warrior, or barbarian. Sorry, is barbarian. I'm familiar with this character because he shows up on my streams he shows up on my my AI channels and stuff every once in a while. Bulgar the Barbarian. Thank you for that. And we'll do a CRF, and we'll just say that he's the Barbarian. I don't know what Bulgar would get us, but I know Barbarian would get us a lot closer. So we'll just do that without Niji. Just kind of see what comes up. Okay. And now we have this is my interpretation of Fungi Mancer's OC. Like this is what I kind of imagine Fungi Mancer would look like if he was like asking. So like during the Bay Rate interview, I made him look like this when he asked his question to Bay Rate. And Bay Rate is the facial animator for Lord of the Rings, the original trilogy from Lord of the Rings. So he designed Gollum's face. He did like the Balrog and all the other monster, like a bunch of the monsters from Lord of the Rings movies. He came on our stream here on Midjourney and talked for like 4 hours. It was so fun, and I still have content to upload for that on my YouTube as well. So and anybody here who joined that, it was so much fun. Let's go ahead and get Fungi Mancer in here. And you could find the supercut of that stream on my YouTube channel. The supercut is really much more entertaining to watch because it cuts out a lot of the Discord issues and things like that we had during the stream. So definitely check that out. I appreciate you linking it, Kinky. She put it inside the VC text. Fungi. Wait, are you guys have already gone ahead with it? I'm gonna move on from Fungal Mancer because you guys have already prompted him. I can't work as fast as you guys. Okay, let's do next one. He looks like a popular religious figure. I'll just leave it at that. So I'm gonna do him.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. That's the appropriate. Let's see here. Cool. And let's do the next one. It's Kinky.
Hey, it's me.
We finally got to Kinky. This is her OC that I put together for like a chibi version of Kinky's OC. So I definitely want to. Let's see. Niji 6 on this one. Be fun to see what you guys do with this one. There's the popular religious figure. And then yes, we are. Oh god, I can't even say it. I want to say I'll leave it for the after show. There's a joke that my dad used to say, which is from the movie Chicago. That should be enough. All right, we have from Hepcat. We have an old man biker as well. Wait, what are you guys doing up here? Whoa. I like this third guy right here. Whatever you guys are doing with this one here. Ooh, look at Kinky. It's cute. Okay. Yeah, I like whatever this is here. Garf, whatever you're doing here, I like it. It kind of reminds me of like, you know those like pharmaceutical ads with like the minimalist characters? This is like what happens when like a BioShock sort of like containment problem happens inside of one of those ads. That's what I'm getting out of this. It just looks so cool. Okay. All right. Let's move on to the next one. This will be, I believe, the second to last character from X-Slayer, actually. Because he has one more coming off at the end of this here. Oops. And then we have X-Slayer's Techno Knight. The Techno Knight's really cool. I mocked up a comic with him, but I haven't really done much with it, honestly, because he has a sword, like in the way I imagine it. This is not lore to X-Slayers anything. Like I'm sure he's got a bunch of headcanon that I have no idea about. But the way I kind of have it in the comic is that it's a sword that turns into a gun if it's in the sunlight. That's what I kind of imagined for this character. So like he's kind of in a dingy, dark space inside of the comic. So I was like, okay, he's desperately looking for like any spot of light coming from a broken ceiling or whatever. He finds a hole in the ceiling, lifts the sword up to the light, and it creates basically a single shot that he can use. That's how I envisioned the character design for that. So I've been messing around with that a little bit. Let's just do. I'm just gonna describe that as Techno Knight. I'm not even gonna worry about a gender on that one. Just that. Look at Kiki. Kiki's OC from her prompt battles. I think she's gonna run as well.
Mm.
Yeah. All right, we got Zeus. This one's another one from Legal Beagle. You got to see that there's a couple of folks who are just power users that have submitted a more than a couple things to us. While if you've been waiting for your character, just it's I do appreciate everyone who's been contributing though. It's great. Let's just call him Zeus. We already know who he is, so let's just call him Zeus. And then we have Rio's first design here. This was when she submitted this to me, I was very curious of of what she wanted to do. Oh, look at Techno Knight. He looks so good. Hey, that's me. Great. Why are my images not loading? Okay, hold on a second.
Discord issue.
Oh no! Oh no! We'll see. We were so close to done. Let's see if we can get to it. Let's see if we can get done. I'm gonna try to speed run this real hard, so I'm sorry. I'm gonna kind of skip over you real quick. A little. I'm not skipping over you, Rhapsody. I'm just I'm just throwing you in there really quick. Oh no, what did I do wrong? I typed it with V5. Oh, okay. Hold on. Having trouble with achieving any consistency with a character except for their outfit. The face is always so off. This is really gonna play into the art style and stuff that you've chosen. You'll notice that there are plenty of the results here that do look right, but also understand that, like, in terms of getting that perfect, I'm sure that there's all sorts of mechanisms that have been incorporated to try to get you to have a little bit of variety that happens in the results, as opposed to being a 1-to-1 photo bash. You know what I mean? All right. So the next one I'm gonna do is from Becky. Look, it's Rio.
Damn, Legal Beagle, you're fast. Getting me in court.
All right, let's do this one here. Wow, it's crazy how fast they're zooming past right now. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I'm gonna say monster in this one. Look at there's Zeus. DG6. And I know that he's not Zeus. I know that he's like some sort of lightning god, like, or lightning power, god-like Zeus-like character or whatever. But we'll keep going here for now. All right. We have the crystal character here. I'm curious how well this works. We're just going to describe this as an animal. And we have Naomi from Legal Beagle as well. You could notice that I keep saying Legal Beagle because he's like my at least a hard contributor, but as well he's a volunteer. He's donated his time to kind of test of whoa, Becky's character looks awesome in court. But I definitely want you guys to like if just feel free to throw Legal Beagle in anything, because he's such a he's helped me out a lot.
He's really good.
Yeah, he's great. He's definitely been learning too, though. When it comes to, like, he's told me just straight up, like, he doesn't have any artistic experience and anything like that, but he's learning and he's improving. I've seen improvement in him, so I'm so excited to see that. Whatever else he comes up with from here, but I'm just gonna say her on this one. And let's go ahead and now this is Akira. I believe Akira Ataka. I forgot the name of her exactly, but this is another one from the Chaos Portal where my OC in the fantasy series is actively fighting her, and it's really fun to watch the combat of that one. So I would highly recommend checking that out. CRF post and Niji6 and then her. We are so close to done, guys. Super close. I'm just going through all these really quick. I'm gonna actually speed run a couple of these because I'm gonna say the same names a couple times. So let's just get this one in here. Him. and need G6 as well. Yeah, I probably do need to set a prefer, but the problem I have with that is if I set a prefer for that, it's just going to make me forget to do things properly, and then I end up not being useful at all for teaching. This one's also you, isn't it, Legal Beagle? A lot of the ones at the end here, Legal went hard on. So let's just do CREF here. I'm just gonna say Golden Knight on that one. Is he giving tech support? Is Zeus giving tech support here? Kind of looks like it. All right. Ooh, I might lose my voice. We'll see what happens. We got this goblin girl here, kind of goblin-y looking girl, goblin elf. It's gonna be so much fun to dig through the stream after this, guys. Like, I'm definitely gonna have to dig through all that. Her and then Niji 6. All right, we are at Boken's characters. So we have this one here. He kind of looks like the Jewish character from a show called Ghost Stories. That is incredible. It's R-rated. It's R-rated for all the worst reasons. So I'm not going to talk about it too much more. But he looks like the Jewish character from that. So I'm just going to leave it at that. And I'll just say him. And then we got another character from Boken here. More of a buff dude. I love the mustache on this guy and how it takes up like a clear half of his face. With all the effort you put into creating OGs, how do you feel about CREF now? Does it help? Change workflow? Replace workflow? I think it's going to make some people think my contributions aren't as valued as much because they think they can just superimpose an image into Midjourney and that's enough. But as soon as you start playing with this, you're going to realize the limitations of not the technology. Yes, that is exactly what it is, Ancient. It is the dub that literally said fuck it, like so much times. It's one of my favorite animes, and it has, for all the wrong reasons. It has no reason to be. Anyway, I won't keep rambling on it. If we could do a watch through, I would though. Anyway, so the thing is that with character referencing, if it doesn't evoke the behavior and the mood of your character, you're going to see that in the results of your CREFs. So when it comes to developing a character, like the character for Boken here, for example, I'm just going to pull up the original image here just to kind of emphasize this point, because this is something that I feel like a lot of people are going to assume, misunderstand, and just go, well, you don't matter anymore. It's the same thing they said to artists when all this stuff.
We're gonna think that.
Well, there are people who are jackasses on the internet, and they go, "Oh, we don't need artists anymore because we can just generate stuff." And the reality is we need artists even more now, because what's coming out of these machines is the mediocrity of everything. It's the median of everything. So if you look at like Boken's character here, if it wasn't a shy, reserved version of this character, if he was all happy and go get him kind of attitude, then the results that come out of CREF would not look like this. They would not have this sort of like self-reflective sadness and maybe a little cockiness. You know, like there's a range there, but it's there. It's that's the value of your character sheets, is being able to lock in who the character is.
Can maintain a character, but like we're character design people. Like we work on like the insides and outsides of characters, and you are a character design person, and you have to be able to create the character to maintain the character. So it doesn't, like, not only does it not take away from what you're doing, it amplifies what you're doing.
Yeah. And if anything, CREF is going to get you a lot faster to what you want to do. And maybe, and I say faster too, towards the final product, like all the manual cleanup that I would have to do. I don't have to do nearly as much. The Sage comic that is coming out on Monday is probably going to enrage a lot of people because it's just really, really good. And I'm really excited about it all coming together. But it still took me 3 weeks to make. You know what I mean? It did not help. Like CREF coming out did not make that go faster. What add source style referencing certainly did, but CREF was there at the very end of the project, and I introduced it into the comic like really last minute, and I did it as a joke because there is a jumping quality that you'll notice in the comic series. So and then I'll get to your question here in a moment. I am going to move on to Boken's. These are Boken's two most popular characters, I would say, because we did a stream with Lily and Boxel here. They are siblings, as we've kind of coined them to be, or at least as I coined them to be. So I'm going to say, and they're mechanics. So her CRF, I kind of was thinking of like Porco Rosso, the Ghibli film. And yeah, and that's definitely in line with the style that we went with there. But you can find that stream, the Boken stream. You can find it on my YouTube channel, and it's called the Boken stream. Actually, I just got lazy because it literally focused so much on your characters here. I just called it that. So there you go. But I'm gonna say it's him and her. So we'll do Niji on this one as well. And that's the two mechanic characters from that series. So look at that. The top right one and the top left one are super solid, like right off the bat. They work great. And that's off of one image. We have entire character sheets of these, so it'll be a lot faster for you to just replicate them as you want if you have access to the full sheets. Okay, so now we have this one here. This one is from Sim. And Sim is one of the oldest ones as well. He goes back to around X Slayer's time. I'm not sure if this kid even has a Midjourney account anymore. But you know, oops. I gotta get the link. But Sim is one of those like very simple minimalist characters where we were just kind of exploring the technology for the first time. So very early in, I would say Midjourney version, probably like right after version 4 came out. That's probably what I would say here for this one. And we are only 5 or so characters away from being done today. So, oops, I forgot to write a gender. Thank you guys so much for sticking around for the full stream if you did. This is very cool to experience, and I hope you guys had fun too. Look at this. Look at it's Lily just ready for flight. Oh, that's so cool. I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. And I'm so excited to be able to bring all of y'all's characters here. I'm gonna do one for Gluttony here. He's up next. Oops, I forgot to copy. Okay. Need 6. And him. Oh, look at Sim. He's in a zombie apocalypse or something like that. That's fun. That's fun. I like Sim. He came out pretty fun. Okay. And then we have Platy. Anthropomorphic platypus character. This one's kind of nuts and a little bit broken in the tail in terms of the actual art itself, but I feel like it'll work. So I'm just going to say her, CRF. And we have, I forgot who this person was. I'll be answering all the questions once I kind of slam through these here because I've realized that we're getting really late on the stream and I don't want to keep people up all night. So I'm going to just kind of bang a couple of these out here. Oh, look at Platy. Platy looks cool. I like that. That's pretty fun. We got this cute little little furry dude here. I don't know what to describe. It was another sloth character that kind of came off of Fungalmancer's run. So we'll do that one as well. I'm going to describe that as a cute cartoon character instead. Because I have no idea what gender that little cute thing is. AG6. This is one of those that I'm not sure if it's going to work. I really don't know. We have it was this kid's birthday a couple days ago. And I'll make sure I give him a proper shout out real quick. He is I know because he put a C ref of his character here. Okay, this is Aaron. Aaron, however you want to pronounce it. He was also very, very curious about all this stuff, but was just super new. And then he ended up animating traditional animation of his character that he generated from with AI. So it's just super cool to see people buying tablets, drawing, and just being inspired by the generated imagery, and literally disproving the pick up a pencil thing. It's like, oh yeah, we picked up a pencil a long time ago. We're right there with you. It's just it's just amazing. Like seeing this kid who had no experience with animation tools or anything like that get inspired by a character that came back from Midjourney to the point where he downloaded like Flash software to animate it, to draw it, and make it work. And it's so inspiring to me as a creative to see other people. Oh look, he put it in Minecraft. Nice. To see that level of enthusiasm get born because they have a vision of the path, or they may not have had that vision before. It's just remarkable. Okay, this is the last run from X Slayer, and then we have 3. Then we're on the last 3. This one I ended up animating for the Bay Rate video. And she walks off through a puddle in the interview, and it's one of those cool looking things. And literally Bay says, your comics are gonna move someday, right? They're gonna start moving. And that's when I have X Slayer's character walking out of the scene. So I was just trying to have fun with that on there. Let's see here. And now we have one from Hepcat here. And then we're on the last 2 after this. So I promise I left the last 2 for fun here. So let's do CREF and her, and then Niji. I'm only doing Niji because it's kind of Pixar-esque and it may or may not work. We'll see what that one comes out to. And then we got this cute little creature here. I forgot who made this. It could have been Boken. I don't really remember. But we got the cute little creature here. Oh, and I'm gonna call that creature. Yes, Boken, you did. Yes, thank you. That's awesome. Okay. All right. Drum roll. This is the last one for tonight. I'm excited to show it because it's not a Midjourney generated thing. It is one of the characters that was submitted into the black box. And for people who know who this is, they're gonna laugh. And I'm very curious if we're gonna be able to do this. But let me introduce to you Soon, who is a character from and I did a terrible crop on this. I apologize. But the thing about this is Mavis. This is Mavis's character that he designed to be the anti-Midjourney character. He designed this to be in every way a character that Midjourney should absolutely hate to replicate. It's a one-eyed, cute. It communicates through antennae instead of mouths or hands or gesturing. Like that. Like there's all sorts of rules to this character. But we're just gonna have fun with her today and just prompt her. And then I'm gonna read your all's comments before I lose my throat, and we'll see what happens after that. I may not do the after show. I don't know. We'll have to see. I may not. It's been a long stream, guys. Okay. We'll do Slug Girl. Slug Girls. Yeah, the Slug Girls. What? Yeah. No, I should do the after stream. You're right, Rhapsody. I should.
Oh, she's totally coming through.
Look at that. We actually got a Slug Girl. Wow. Yeah. Well, Mavis is wrong now. Oh wow, 2 of your characters were featured today, and you missed both. I'm so sorry, Barzavon. Mavis is a power user here. He's a pretty outspoken one too. He's a good guy though. I'll be there going through the courtroom scenes. Okay, yeah. We'll definitely do the after party then, and I might be a little quieter, but we'll do it. We'll do the after party. So, y'all, I think this is it. I'm so curious to see what you guys end up doing with the literal 100 characters that we've slammed through there, like entirely. Um, this is amazing. I'm curious how many we did prompt. I'm also curious about Ancient's experiment that he's been running behind the scenes this entire time.
The prompt is so long I can barely see one image on the screen.
Well, I'll be waiting right here for it, and I think I'm gonna call it if it does load up as a prompt. I'm very
This
curious. Okay, yeah, is it there? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me get the
Oh my.
let me get the link here. Let me get the proper copy message link and then post it in here. Paste and go. Okay.
What a long prompt you have.
Yeah, look how long this prompt is, guys, because it combined every image that we've gone through. Like every character has been referenced.
Cut off at the end.
Yeah, and it's you notice the dot dot dot. That means there's more links. It's just hidden from you. Okay, so this is every character that we've made slammed into one person. You know, like just blended all into something. And I find it so fascinating what it picked. Like it's a girl with a jacket and a white tank top, or a light tank top on the top. That's hilarious to me. Like that is just absolutely hilarious that this is the amalgamation, the median of everything that you guys have done is right here, right in front of you. So
That's her.
That's her. Yep, that's
Is
Miss
us.
Character. This
We
is
are her.
This is Miss Midjourney at this point. You
Whoa.
know what I mean? Whoa, you're right. It's the yeah, our pantheon. Yeah, it's all of you all merged together. Finally, the perfect character. Okay, all right. I think I'm gonna call it here, guys. But let's get one more. I just want to thank everybody here. Super thank you for coming in and joining the stream here today. Please come over to my Discord in order to check out the after show, where we're gonna check out all the stuff that you guys have made and let people that are not me talk for a little while. And that would be great because my throat is like gone. So I really want to see you guys showing up and come in and hang out. That's the prompt. That's the full prompt. Look at this. Look at this chain. Look at this chain. That is the full prompt of all 100 characters from you guys, all merged into one. So super cool. Super funny to me. Okay, cool guys. Yeah, thank you so much to Kinky and Ancient for hosting
Hey.
today. And also just a huge thank you guys for bringing me here. I mean, honestly, like I feel like I'm about to cry. Like this is just so freaking cool, and it honestly just kind of overwhelming for me because I about a year ago I was in a really depressed spot. I was really miserable. I had made the character continuity tutorial for Midjourney without any input from Midjourney, without anything from any of the guys here, and everyone that I was showing to was making their life worse. They were getting miserable when they looked at it because they saw their jobs eroding in front of them. They saw the animation industry disappearing because of a silly little tutorial that I put together. So it was very alienating. I lost friends. I lost my time and whatnot, and like I just it wasn't until I found the community that is here that everything started changing for me. And I just got to thank Ancient and Kinky for that because it's all you guys. It's all like it all started because you two found me and are making this work. Like it's just so freaking cool. Thank you guys so much.
We love you.
No, no.
Don't cry.
This is This is very, very, very heartwarming for me to see so many people just so happy to see their characters kind of blowing up like this. This is so cool. Thank you guys.
We're super happy that you were found, and I think you're in the right place.
No. Well, thank you guys. I really do appreciate that. And I appreciate all the hugs in the chat, of course, too. This is way too way too I don't deserve this. This is thank you guys so much. I just want you guys to know that like everything you do has value. I've lost friends in my life, and I just want you guys to know that everything you do has value. No, don't let anyone tell you otherwise. They're full of shit. You're not. So thank you guys so much, and I just thank you. I want to see you guys at the after party. I need a couple minutes before I hop in though, so I'll see you all there though. Thank you so much for the stream,
Mm.
and thanks again to Ancient and Kinky. You all have a
Hey.
good night. This is so much fun.
All right, Victor.
You
This
you
was
you
amazing,
you
by the way.
you go on for the prompt battles too. I'm gonna shut up for a minute.
Oh, well, since you mentioned it, I know you're here, so you know how to find an event. But tomorrow we will be having some offstage events. We have we have prompt craft for beginners, and that's if any of you are brand new and want to learn how to find your way around the server and prompt. Um, and that's going to be a really cool class with clarinet first thing in the morning, and then after that we have prompt battles, which is where I come on in and host a little game show, host a little prompting game show where we prompt for 10 minutes all on the same topic, but we make it our own, and then we vote, and then the person who wins that vote gets to choose the next subject for us all to prompt, and they become the boss of us. And we do that on Saturday and Sunday, but I'm mentioning Saturday because it's closer to us now. But you guys should all go over to Victor's server. I have linked it several times in the chat. And here are the events in the event calendar, which you should always go look at because prompt, because Midjourney always has a great deal of really cool events.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming, and thanks for making Victor feel happy, and thanks for giving us your characters to play with. And it's been a heck of a ride.
It really has, and I cannot believe that we've gone so deep into everyone's like just it's so I just can't keep gushing about it, guys. It's making me gush at this point. So you all have a good night. Thank you so much for coming, and you guys did great. You guys knocked it out of the freaking park, man. Oh my god. I only thing I did was send links and ramble on, so I really appreciate this today, guys. This is quite heartwarming. But I'll see you all over on my Discord here shortly, hopefully. You guys have a good night, okay?